your call at 888-POKER.net. Play on the go. Get into the action. Go all in. 888-POKER.net, your final destination. Play now. Play for free. 888-POKER.net. We play different.
Stracciatella limoncello cappuccino.
Haagen-Dazs Gelato. Even the names taste good.
Hey, Gibson's Finest? Gibson's Finest has an incredible taste. A flavor that comes from a full 12 years of aging. Way longer than a lot of the other Canadian whiskeys. Because look, it's pretty obvious. Fully aged whiskey tastes so much better. And 12 years is the difference between this and this. Gibson's Finest. 12-year-old Canadian whiskey. Taste, fully aged.
Your empire is how the world will remember you. It's where your dreams come to life. But you must not delay. Plan quickly, build quickly, or be destroyed quickly. Will you build an empire that lasts forever? Will you be my hero?
Game of War. Play for free now from the App Store.
Be prepared. Know the game. Every day, every series, every round. Go deeper inside the Stanley Cup playoffs with hockey's best. Hockey Central, 6:30 every night on Sportsnet.
Little football action for you. Arsenal taking on Chelsea. 16th minute. That's Fabregas. The great ball for Oscar. He chips it over David Ospina, but Hector Bellerin gets back to prevent the goal. On the replay, though, check it out. Ospina's head, ouch, hits the face of Oscar. No foul is given, and Jose Mourinho is upset that there was no call. Oscar did play the rest of the half, but he was taken to hospital for a possible concussion. No score at the half. Let's head to the 76th minute. Laurent Koscielny with a nice run picks out Santi Cazorla, but his shot way wide. Cazorla not happy with his effort. This match ending in a scoreless draw.
More action from the pitch. Everton taking on Manchester United, and we'll pick it up in the 35th minute. Everton already up 1-0 off the corner, and John Stones with a pair of stones heads it on goal. Ashley Young trying to clear, but it goes in off the bar. 2-0 Everton at the break, and in the 78th minute, more.
Offside, Morales wasn't, and Morales scored! Manchester United stopped, and Manchester United have surely been polished off now.
Kevin Morales with the goal. United giving up 3 goals in a match for the first time since September 21st as Everton wins this one 3-0, the final.
Well, strong showing by Canadian golfers this weekend after the third round of the Zurich Classic was suspended yesterday because of bad weather. Brampton, Ontario's David Hearn was just 1 shot back of the lead when play resumed this morning. Meanwhile, 17-year-old Brooke Henderson of Smiths Falls, Ontario, had a 1-stroke lead heading into the final round of the Swinging Skirts LPGA Classic in San Francisco. What a story she has been this weekend. In fact, Henderson led by as many as 5 shots in that third round before bogeys on the last 2 holes. Third hole here after leaving her tee shot short. Henderson's chip shot will bounce well past the hole. She would bogey again to fall to 7 under. But on the par 5-6, Henderson on the green drains the long birdie putt to move back to 8 under on the same hole. Morgan Pressel. Also draining the long putt for eagle. Pressel is in the lead at 10 under. Henderson 2 shots back.
Let's head down to the Big Easy Zurich Classic final round from TPC Louisiana. Par 3 17th. DH lead tee shot from 210 out. 2 hops and in. If only everybody could do it like that. A hole-in-one as Lee finished at 13 under. Par 3 17th now, and Justin Rose tied for the lead at 20 under. Drains the birdie putt for sole possession atop the board. Then on the par 5 18th, Rose from 13 out.
Makes it, it'll be awfully hard to catch.
Yeah.
to get to 22 under.
Oh, yes! Hammers it home.
Back-to-back clutch putts and a little flexing for Rose as he finishes at 22 under for the tournament, his 7th career PGA Tour victory.
The Golf Report, brought to you by the Nike TW15. There's always better.
All right, to the Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama, lap 1. Joseph Newgarden in the black car started in 6th and makes the pass on Will Power to move into 2nd. Jump to lap 51 now. Newgarden goes inside on Elio Castroneves and is able to make the pass to take over the race lead. Lap 58. Canadian James Hinchcliffe battling for 11th with Rodolfo Gonzalez. Can't complete the pass. Hinchcliffe would finish 7th, while back to Newgarden as he takes the checkered flag to capture the 2015 Honda Indy Grand Prix of Alabama for his first career IndyCar Series victory.
After the break, desperation time. An early update from D.C. as the Raptors try to stave off elimination.
All roads end here.
All right.
BCAA members can find money almost anywhere. Members save up to $600 per year at over 100,000 partner locations worldwide and on BCAA insurance. Membership is rewarding.
6-Star, own it. Every snap, every shot, every swing. These elite athletes eat right and trust 6-Star to help them become greatness. Available at Walmart. Also available, 6-Star Fit Lean Protein, trusted by Danica Patrick.
This shit that ice cold, Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. On the night, don't blame it on me. Oh, won't you stay with me? You got that dream, daydream, look in your eye, and I got that red lip.
Kid Carson Mornings and the most hit music. Kiss 104.9.
Tuesday, Dylan Strome and the Otters take on Canucks prospect Jared McCann and the Greyhounds. Erie, Sault Ste. Marie, Tuesday on Sportsnet 360.
A live look at the scene outside the Air Canada Centre at Toronto's Jurassic Park. The Raptor faithful holding out hope that their team can extend this series against the Wizards at least one more game. Meanwhile, down in D.C., Washington, of course, leading this series 3-0. Kyle Lowry has totaled just 28 points over the first 3 games. Washington looking for their first best-of-7 sweep in franchise history. Raptors down too early, and Lowry gets tangled up with Nene. Oh, the point guard and all-star has definitely been frustrated in the last 3 games. Amir Johnson running in to defend the guard. Still in the first, Raps down 5, and Terrence Ross 4-3. Jurassic Park still believes, although the Raptors down half a dozen right now in the first quarter.
And once again, a reminder, Game 6 between the Senators and Habs is going on live right now over on CBC. Montreal leading this 1-0. And I know Habs fans are probably upset for me for wishing for a Game 7. I just love Game 7s. What can I say?
Yeah, the Toronto Raptors obviously going to have to do a lot to get to a Game 7. The Sens, however, need at least 2 goals in Montreal, so we'll see what happens over the next 40 minutes. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.
Commentators' clothing provided by Jack Victor, proudly made in Montreal by Canadians for men everywhere since 1913. Available at better stores nationwide. Please visit jackvictor.com. Women's hair services provided by Fiorio Hair Salons. Go to fiorio.com for a location near you.
There's still a whole bunch of work to do before you get to be called, the guy, and it's one thing to be called the next one, it's a whole different thing to be called, the guy. So hopefully I can be like Sidney Crosby or LeBron James or something like that one day.
The future is coming, and that one day is today.
From McDavid, he scores! McDavid between the legs, he scores!
kid brings people out of their seats. It's the stars versus the team. The Greyhounds are built on a foundation of talent, while Erie is built with stardom. Today, we answer the age-old question, who wins in the playoffs, a team or superstars? The Sioux versus Erie. Game 3 is next.
Erie, Pennsylvania, called the Gem City for the sparkling lake and home to a gem of a hockey player on a frozen pond. For the past 3 years, this is where Connor McDavid is called home. Tonight, his Otters face off against the powerhouse Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. There he is, the phenom, future Oiler. He's owned these playoffs. 30 points in only 11 games, 7 points so far in this series. And that's only 2 games, folks. So whose job is it to try to stop Connor McDavid? How about future teammate Darnell Nurse, Oilers' first-rounder? Expect Sault Ste. Marie coach Sheldon Keefe to get Nurse out often every time McDavid hits the ice. And how about this young man, Anaheim's first-round pick last year, power forward Nick Ritchie, 12 goals in 10 playoff games, 23 points. He is the proverbial unstoppable force. Don't let that smile on Nick Ritchie's face fool ya. That young man is serious. Welcome inside the CHL on Sportsnet studios. I'm Jeff Merrick alongside Todd Warner and Kitchener Rangers head coach Troy Smith. Now, the last time we were together, it was Connor versus Max, Erie versus London. Here we are 1 series later, and it's Connor this time versus Darnell. They'll be future teammates in Edmonton one day, but they are foes tonight going head-to-head in the Western Conference Final. Game 3, this series is all tied up at once. And if you like prospects, you've come to the right place. Although the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds look like they have one former first-round draft pick out of the lineup on their blue line, and that is huge. For that story, we go to the rink and say good evening to Rob Falls. Fallsy?
Jeff, thank you very much. It is going to be very loud Erie Insurance Center crowd. They are fired up for Game 3. The Sioux Greyhounds are without Anthony D'Angelo. He is their Super D who really leads the attack from the blue line. He has an upper body injury. They're hoping he could be back for Game 4 or for Game 5. For the Sioux Greyhounds, this is an interesting situation. They have not lost back-to-back games since December. Sheldon Keefe feels his team's a little out of sorts. Hope they get right back into the rhythm tonight. For the Erie Otters, they've scored 8 goals in this series, 5 by Connor McDavid, 2 from Dylan Strome. So Chris Knobloch says it's easy. We need a little secondary scoring. I mentioned the crowd here. Well, they've been given these rally towels. Expect them to be flying. So let's get it started for the 2 guys that are going to be calling it. Here's R.J. Broadhead and Sam Cosentino.
Don't hurt yourself. They have been loud already at Erie Insurance Arena, so it should be a feisty crowd. They want to see Connor McDavid put on a show, and he has done that. He has a point in every game throughout the playoffs. You go back to the regular season, and his point streak is at 15 games, so you can't shut him down, but it's Darnell Nurse's job, as Jeff mentioned, to try to do so.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this all is that they're going to be teammates here. They were already teammates once with Canada's World Junior team, but you see Darnell Nurse selected 7th overall in the 2013 NHL draft by the Edmonton Oilers. No question they have the first pick this year. Connor McDavid will be selected, and they will be teammates again, but they are not teammates and they are not friends in this series. Connor McDavid is just so dynamic. How do you go about stopping this guy? Well, you take your best skater in Darnell Nurse and you match him up against McDavid to see what you get. At the end of the day, though, the responsibility also falls on Darnell Nurse to take the place of Anthony D'Angelo and really push the pace. So you look at the goals that he scored, the plus rating, that's all good. Connor McDavid, to stop him and to push the pace, that's a huge responsibility for Darnell Nurse. His game has matured so much. I think he can accept that responsibility, but that's going to be a fascinating matchup to watch all night long.
Sheldon Keefe also said that he wants the forwards who are on the ice against Connor McDavid to be responsible defensively. That means his supporting cast has to produce offensively, and they can do that. Every player in their lineup has a point in this postseason. That includes their goalie, Brendan Halverson, Jeff.
RJ, they were the highest scoring team in the OHL for a reason. Now, welcome back inside the CHL on Sportsnet studios. Troy Smith and Todd Warner. So the Kitchener Rangers organization is well represented once again here on the panel. The job of shutting down McDavid, this will be a theme all game long. You played or coached against Darnell Nurse. You've watched him for years. What skill set does he have that will allow him to even come close to trying to shut down McDavid?
Well, first thing, he's an elite skater like Connor is, and then from there he's extremely competitive. But I think the big thing is his wingspan. And when you look at some of these clips, he's got a step, but he's just so big and so long that he's really tough to get by, and he can gain that extra step. And then from there, he's extremely competitive. I think people underestimate how hard Darnell plays. He's smart here. He lays off of him, but once he gets somebody into the corner here, he's going to make them pay every single time.
An outstanding defenseman. Now we'll go to the forward on the panel. That is Todd Warner. Okay, so what has Connor McDavid done in these first couple of games, well, actually the entire playoffs, that's really turned your head?
Just keeps raising his level, and all great players find ways to have success. I think Darnell Nurse has done a pretty good job 5-on-5, but for Connor McDavid, seems to be having success down low, in and around the net, especially on the power play. We're used to seeing him come with speed through the middle of the ice, take people one-on-one and beat goalies. But his success in this series has been down low and around the net, deferring to other players, finding quiet areas off the back post where you'd think the Sioux Greyhounds would want to cover this guy. But he's finding success nonetheless. 3 goals, all Erie goals in Game 1, 2 and 2 in Game 2. Great players find success, lateral movement, off the half wall, putting pucks on the net, shooting more as well, which has been a good thing for him, and he's having success in this series because of it.
You know, Bob Murray's the general manager of the Anaheim Ducks. He may be the luckiest GM every year in the draft because he seems to get those kids that fall, whether it's Cam Fowler, who falls to 12th, or whether it's Nick Ritchie, who last year falls to 10th. Ritchie has been a force, a brute force, a prototypical power forward for the series.
He is, and he plays the exact style that the Anaheim Ducks play. He's well suited to move into their lineup as early as next year. 6'3", 220 pounds. He's got 12 goals in 10 playoff games. He plays in your face. He's a dirty player. He's physical, but he's played on the edge. He's eliminated some of the bad penalties that have plagued him in the past, and he's got soft hands for a big guy. He can deliver a shot, and he scored at will in this playoff series. So he looks like a guy that fits the mold of the power forward and could fit right into the Anaheim lineup as early as next year.
You know, we were all shocked last year, and every year at the draft there's one player that falls, and I think a lot of general managers will regret not taking Nick Ritchie higher, but good for Anaheim. They got a beauty power forward in Nick Ritchie. When we come back, Nick Ritchie, Darnell Nurse, I mean, the prospects add up. Dylan Strome, Connor McDavid, Erie and Sioux, Game 3 in moments.
CHL on Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. For everything you need to compete this season, there's MasterCard.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
I don't know. I'll wake up in the morning and pinch myself and say, did this really happen?
We all have a passion. The thing we're most passionate about is surprising people.
This is my dream come true, and I feel like crying right now because I'm so happy.
MasterCard is surprising cardholders across Canada and all over the world. Use your card now, and you could be next.
Stay 2 separate times and earn a $50 Best Western gift card and use it here this summer. Or here. And even here. And when you stay, enjoy breakfast and free high-speed internet. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
Tim Hortons Dark Roast Coffee, a brand new blend of Arabica beans roasted with care and brewed for a rich, full flavor and smooth finish. With over 85 million cups served, we seem to be onto something. Try it today.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
What you watching, Jamie? Blue Jay Central. Something's amiss.
You mind if I take a look?
Yeah, please do.
There it is. You're sitting too far on your seat.
And here, you're looking down too much. Here, you're talking over zone. You can't keep talking over people.
No, I don't.
It's just
no. I don't. Hey, I don't interrupt anybody. You need hitting tips?
Otters and Greyhounds series tied at 1. Pivotal Game 3 on the horizon. To the Erie Insurance Arena we go. Rob Fauld standing by with Connor McDavid. Faldsy?
Connor, a perfect series as you get a win in the other guy's building. You had to be very pleased with your effort in Game 2.
It's always what you want to do on the road is, split at least. It's always fun coming back to this building for sure.
It's a loud building. You're going to get a lot of encouragement. What is the game plan for this Game 3? Anything particular?
We need to be good off the start. I mean, we got to get these fans into it. They're ready to explode for sure.
Connor, thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
Connor McDavid is ready. So too are his Erie Otters, and so too are these two guys, R.J. Broadhead and Sam Cosentino.
Rob, the building was rocking 8 minutes prior to puck drop. It's still rocking, and the Erie Otters want to make sure they get momentum early in this contest. Starting goalies will be, for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, Brandon Halverson. He turned 19 in March. He's from Traverse City, Michigan. He's a New York Rangers second-round pick, the only 40-win goalie in the regular season in the OHL, and he is making his 17th straight start. He has started every game for the Greyhounds in this postseason. Devin Williams has started every game for the Erie Otters. 19-year-old from Saginaw, Michigan. It's his 19th straight start when you date back to the regular season, and both of these teams are so good that goaltending has been targeted as a vulnerable area. That has not been the case in this postseason. Both Halverson and Williams have been very good, and with the two top offenses during the regular season and in the playoffs, they will have to continue to be outstanding, or this series could tilt in favor of one of the teams. Connor McDavid starting this game on the bench for the Erie Otters, but the OHL scoring champ, Dylan Strome, takes the opening face-off against another draft-eligible Blake Spears, and the crowd roars here in Erie as this one's underway. Kyle Maximovich, the rookie who's breaking out in the postseason for Erie, tried a shot from an awkward position, couldn't get it on goal. Puck moved in front of the Greyhounds net. Jared McCann's back there to make sure he got the puck to Connor Boland. He'll loft it up over everybody, gets it to center ice, and that's where big Troy Donahue, the overage defenseman, knocks it down and sends it back into the Greyhounds' end. Darnell Nurse, the captain of the Greyhounds, he's out there, number 25. Connor McDavid is not out there yet. Pass comes up to the blue line. That's kept in by Darren Radish, but Baptiste was offside, and that's the reason for the whistle.
Well, quite a crowd here at the Erie Insurance Center, and we saw guys coming in 3 hours before the game, starting the tailgate outside. This rink is attached to the ballpark where the Erie Seawolves, the AA team of the Detroit Tigers, play. So a lot of sports going on here on a Sunday afternoon, and they are some kind of fired up here for this one. And why wouldn't you be? Series tied at 1, an opportunity to play for an OHL championship on the line.
Another line out there for Erie. It's not McDavid yet. Darnell Nurse is out there for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Of course, Erie has the final change. Nick Ritchie, he's second in playoff scoring and tests Devin Williams early. He makes that save. Jake Gertler makes a pass in front. Comes to Colton White, but the Erie Otters are so good at blocking shots, and we saw an example of it right there. Colton White, hot pass off the boards. It bounced on him. He couldn't handle it. Taylor Radish, he was looking for Jake Marchment, and he couldn't connect with that pass. Marchment's been a key player for the Erie Otters, taking a lot of face-offs, and he's produced offensively more so in the postseason than he did in the regular season.
Yeah, it's all gravy there for Chris Knobloch, because when you're winning a lot of those defensive zone draws and you can add some offense with the depth of this lineup, that can only mean good things for Erie.
Good example of Nick Ritchie controlling the play. Now Jared McCann tried to pass it in front. The Brinket couldn't handle it. Comes to the line. Nurse, he's been out there most of this game so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, and you know he's going to hop over the boards here, and he's already out there. And this is the matchup we've been looking for. McDavid and Nurse going toe-to-toe against one another. But, you know, off the top of the broadcast, you heard the guys in the studio talking about Nick Ritchie and how he can control a game. Well, he shoots the puck like a pro. There's an example of that. And then he follows it up with a big hit on Dermott afterwards. He's a big-body guy. There is no one who can match his strength, who can match his size. And so, really, every time he's out there, he can impose his will and pretty much do whatever he wants. The key to his game has always been finding consistency, and he's been much more consistent a player here in Sault Ste. Marie than he was in Peterborough.
Connor Boland tried to get to center ice. The Erie Otters sniffed that play out, got in front of it, puck redirected into the crowd.
Chris Knobloch, very calm, cool, and collected. When we spoke to him before the game, he said, yeah, we're really looking forward to this, getting back home. The split was hugely important for us, just to give us some confidence, and we really like our chances getting back here at the Erie Insurance Center, playing in front of the home crowd. Looking forward to getting this one started, and it's finally taking place here in the national stage.
Darnell Nurse on the ice for the Greyhounds. No Connor McDavid. So Chris Knobloch trying to wear down Darnell Nurse before McDavid gets a full shift. Scrambly as the Greyhounds get in over the line. Michael Bunting took a shot, but that was wide of the net. Bunting comes up with it. He's number 27. You don't hear a lot about him, but he led the Greyhounds in goals during the regular season with 37, and now creating all kinds of opportunities. It was Bunting at the side of the net. Williams made the save, but Genovese has Bunting in a headlock.
He's not going to like Bunting hanging around the goal front and in front of Devin Williams like that. So wants to send a message early on. And when you get a guy like Bunting who has scored 37 goals, you got to do your best to take care of him. Tolchinski is no treat to work against either. And you can see Sault Ste. Marie hanging around the front of the net, just trying to drive hard, get Devin Williams off his game early on, let him know that there's going to be a lot of traffic there. It's up to Genovese and guys like that on the back end. Dermott, Radish to clear the front of the net to allow Williams to see pucks properly.
McDavid is on the ice now. Darnell Nurse has been out there for a couple of minutes. He'll stay out there. The two captains going head-to-head. Connor McDavid, 30 points in 11 games in this postseason. 15-game point streak. And he is as advertised. That NHL lottery was massive for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, that was something else. And to think now of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Taylor Hall, Nail Yakupov, and now Connor McDavid to join the fray. It's going to be an exciting young group to watch, and not to mention Darnell Nurse, first rounder, 7th overall in 2013.
A series like this going head-to-head will only make the two of them better. It's certainly a good sign for the Oilers in the future that both players are captains and both are given the very difficult assignment. McDavid has to figure out a way to get away from Nurse. Nurse has to figure out a way to stop McDavid. Darnell Nurse did a good job there. First round pick of the Oilers. Made a pass over to Justin Bailey. He's a Sabres pick. Got it down to Blake Spears, but he's tied up by Travis Dermott. Puck cleared. And that will be close to being on goal. It will be wide and icing.
Well, Connor McDavid's so special. You're talking to Sheldon Keefe before the game, the head coach of Sault Ste. Marie, and he could not stop mentioning Connor McDavid. Well, here's part of the reason why. He's accounted for 31% of the team's goals so far here in the playoffs. Ivan Barbashev, Bjorkstrand, of course, you knew he was going to be there. 70 goals this year for Bjorkstrand playing with the Portland Winterhawks. But Connor McDavid has drawn all the attention of the hockey world with his fine play and continues to do it, maybe even at a higher level here in the playoffs, somehow, some way. I just don't know.
Good news for Darnell Nurse. He gets a rest. We've played just over 3 minutes. Erie hasn't had a shot. There's been 3 on goal from Sault Ste. Marie. Greyhounds have scored the first goal in 8 of their 10 playoff games. Side of the net. Puck bouncing around dangerously, but it's gathered up by Sergei Tolchinski, and he speeds into the Erie zone. The Russian import couldn't get through the defenders. Puck cleared by the Otters.
That's the one guy who sometimes goes forgotten about. I mean, you're talking about Nurse and Anthony DeAngelo and Nick Ritchie, and all of a sudden you got Sergei Tolchinski.
Colton White jumps into the play. Dermott finishes his check in the corner. Pass comes back to the line. McCann a chance, side of the net. Tolchinski just couldn't gather that puck in. It was sitting there for him, and he couldn't gather it up. Medrick Mercier, he's in the lineup for the Greyhounds with Anthony DeAngelo out tonight due to injury. Hayden Verbeek, he's speeding around down low. In to help out is Keegan Gates. Verbeek has it now. He's difficult to contain, and it's up to Travis Dermott to do so. Dermott's from Newmarket. He's draft eligible as well, and he's really emerged offensively on a 5-game point streak in this postseason for the Erie Otters. He's their defenseman leading scorer, and paired up with Darren Radish, that's a tandem we'll see a lot of in this game. Puck cleared ahead. Patrick Fellows, the rookie, can't catch up to it before Mercier calmly clears it. At least to the line. Erie working hard to try to keep it in. They couldn't do so. That took a funny hop in the corner. Didn't fool Brendan Halverson, though. The Ranger pick gets it ahead to Mercier, playing in his second postseason game.
Voted by Western Conference coaches as the best puck-handling goaltender in the Western Conference of the OHL.
Dylan Strome with a steal. He was looking for Nick Baptiste down that right wing side. Baptiste knocked the puck away from Gustav Borman. Borman, the Swedish import, a saucer pass in front of his own goal. It was a good one, and White sends Moore down that right wing side to work against Corey Genovese. Moore has a burst of speed, shields the puck, got it to Nick Ritchie, and his high shot was on goal and caught by Devin Williams.
Well, Erie telling us before the game that we really need to protect the middle of the ice. We can't turn pucks over in the middle of the ice, and here's an example of it. Once it gets down low off the bounce, Tolchinski's not expecting it to come to him, and when it does, it hits his skate, and he can't soften the blow. The puck ends up bouncing away from him before he's able to get it onto his blade, but he had that half side of the net wide open, just couldn't corral that loose puck.
Doesn't miss very often. 30 goals, 95 points in the regular season. He led the Greyhounds in points. Darnell Nurse takes a look at the net, snaps it right on. There's Williams with that glove hand again.
Sheldon Keefe is the head coach of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, the OHL Coach of the Year, and for good reason. I mean, yes, he does have a very talented team. Yes, Kyle Raftis, the general manager, went out and added a couple of pieces at the trade deadline, but to be able to manage personalities, to be able to manage all those stars, find them ice, keep everybody happy, that's a huge task in and of itself. And Sault Ste. Marie has had a fantastic year, the #1 ranked team at the end of the year.
This is McDavid's line on the ice right now. Jake Marchment is centering. It was a defensive zone face-off, and Marchment will take those face-offs. Betts moves it ahead. Taylor Radish takes a hit by White. Betts was trying to station himself in front of the net. The Otters couldn't get him the puck. Marchment goes back to the line. Donné cross ice. Genovese. There it is. It's on net. It's in. A redirect at the side of the goal. And Erie gets the first one in Game 3.
You know, RJ, I was about to mention that the forwards from both teams really collapsing down low to support defensively. So what's this going to turn into? A high-low game. Get it back to the point. Look at the separation there. That shot is able to get through because there's such a huge gap between the Erie defense and the Sault Ste. Marie forwards. And when that gap opens up, Genovese's got all kinds of time to get that on net. Betts is there with the blade of his stick deflects it up over the shoulder of Halverson to give the Erie Otters a 1-0 lead. Just the second goal of the postseason for Nick Betts. His other one was a highlight reel assist from none other than Connor McDavid.
Less than 6 minutes into Game 3, the Otters have a lead. Greyhounds haven't trailed very often in this postseason. Game 2 of this Western Conference Final was their first loss in the playoffs. They haven't lost back-to-back in the 2015 calendar year. Erie has some momentum. Connor McDavid's out there trying to track down Dupuis. He stopped him at the line, and that put the Greyhounds offside. A good start for Nick Betts and the Erie Otters. They lead 1-0 in Game 3 with this series tied at
1. Hey, big guy. How'd you like to trade that sandwich for a photo with the Avengers? Nope.
Assemble your mighty combo today at Subway to get an Avengers collector card and a chance to win one of 3 heroic trips. See Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron in theaters May 1st. Subway, eat fresh.
Come on, man.
Dare to cut your own hair? Now you can with the revolutionary new Even Cut from Conair for Men. Its unique rotary cutting with surround comb guide makes it easy to get an even finish. So now you can cut with confidence for a guaranteed result every time. New Even Cut from Conair for Men.
The RE/MAX Home Team Contest offers you the chance to win over $22,000 in prizes. With a grand prize package including an Arctic Spas hot tub. Enter often for weekly prizes. To enter, go to WHL.ca. Click on the RE/MAX Home Team Contest button.
You've always played. Played alone. Played in key. You played strings. and played the hero. And sold your stuff on Kijiji so you could move up a level. Today you play offline, online, and inline. You play hardball. And sometimes you even play for broke. As life leads you from one thing to another, Kijiji is the easy way to buy and sell great stuff in your community. Kijiji, Canada's largest classified site.
Well, you look at the start for the Erie Otters. Devin Williams makes 4 saves. Really a lot of traffic around, keeps his team calm, cool, and collected. Erie gets its first shot on goal, and it's in the back of the net. So that's a huge start here for Erie on a couple of different fronts.
Travis Dermott goes to his defense partner, Darren Radish. Leaves it behind the net for Connor McDavid. He was watched closely by Jared McCann, so he couldn't get that burst of speed we'd seen from Connor McDavid going. Erie has it in the offensive zone now. Remy Alley trying to shovel it in front where McDavid was lurking. Puck gathered in by Tolchinsky. He leaves it for Tyler Ganley. Here's Darnell Nurse. He'll have to hurry. McDavid's closing on him quickly. Spins away from McDavid. Gets it up to Bunton. He leaves it for the Carolina pick. Ganley drops it out for Tolchinsky. He's scanning the net. Elected to just wrap it around to the other side. And Remy Alley gets it to Travis Dermott. Over to Darren Radish. Game 4 of the London series. Erie won that in those 4 games. Spoke to Darren Radish after, asked him, how many blocks did you have? He smiled and said, I blocked everything. That's something Erie is committed to in this postseason.
Yeah, team defense. I mean, they talk about their offense all the time, but team defense. And talk about team defense. Here's Darnell Nurse. Little juke there to get away from McDavid. Spins calmly. Makes that good first pass out of the zone. And Sault Ste. Marie with great depth, good speed, and team transition. Able to get it out of their zone. And when you can have Connor McDavid on the ice not handling the puck, that's the best way to defend against him. Don't let him have it.
Nick Ritchie, the leading scorer for the Greyhounds this postseason, is out there now. The Anaheim first-round pick. Paul Maximovich gets it to Troy Donnet. Donnet had an assist on the opening goal for the Otters. He's making an offensive rush, which is rare for the rugged defensive defenseman. Puck moved up ahead, just out of the reach of Gabe Gertler. He'll be able to track it down, though. Game 1 was his best of this postseason. Had the game winner for the Greyhounds, had 3 points in that contest. Brian Moore calmly moves it back to White. A lot of minutes usually consumed by Anthony DeAngelo for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, so a lot of other players are going to get an opportunity back there. The good skating Sinishin. He had 26 goals as a rookie. White takes a look at the net. Tried to get one through. There's Darren Radish with another block, and he comes up with a puck and clears it.
Well, they get Jay McKee out there with the orange pucks in practice, and they practice blocking pucks all the time. And when you do it with a soft puck, it becomes pretty easy, but it also becomes habit, and that's why Erie's done such a good job in that regard.
Sinishin with that great speed tried to get through the defense. Murphy played him well. There's a good hit by Connor Boland at center. That separated Sean Biley from the puck. Keegan Gates, he had his progress cut off by Patrick Fellows. Biley again tries to bump into Boland, but he's a brick wall back there for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, Biley's been the pinball against the bumper a couple of occasions.
A holding call coming up, and Troy Donnet looks to be the culprit.
Donnet points to himself, hey, who, me? Yes, indeed it is. And the Sault Ste. Marie power play gets the opportunity to go to work. See, Donnet just tries to avoid Bailey, and then he grabs that right arm and drags Bailey to the ice. No question on that call. And as much as Donnet tried to sell it, there was no way he was getting away with that in front of the officials, and Sault Ste. Marie gets the chance here with the extra man.
The Greyhounds have the top power play in this postseason, but the Erie Otters have done a pretty good job in this series through 2 games. Greyhounds are 2 for 6 over the first 2 contests. Darnell Nurse works through center.
And this might be the spot where you realize the absence of Anthony DeAngelo and what he does. Yes, he does it 5-on-5, but in the power play especially effective.
Jared McCann, he's a Canucks first-round pick. Hits it down to Brian Moore. He can't control against Genovese. Radish trying to move it away from some Greyhounds. Buy some time to get it out. Couldn't do it, though. McCann, couple of strides in. His shot is blocked. Otters again getting in front of pucks, not letting anything get through to their goalie, and now the puck's over the glass and out of play.
Well, you know, RJ, when it becomes a theme, when it becomes habit, it's tough for the opposition, because what do as the opposition? You either wait that extra second because you're trying to open up a lane, or you choose to shoot at the wrong time. And a couple of blocks, we saw Radish on that one there, you saw Genovese on the last one. So difficult for Sault Ste. Marie to get pucks through. I mean, they've registered 4 shots on goal, but how many have they taken already? 10, maybe 12?
Got to be in that vicinity. Don't want to get a lot more here on the power play. Boerema over to Bailey. He goes cross ice. There's a shot from Nick Ritchie. It's off the post. Ritchie was open. He one-timed it, got all of it. Sights were just a little off. Boerema heads to the middle of the ice. He risks it toward the front of the goal. Dermott blocked that. Nick Ritchie rolls it around the boards. Bailey comes in, chips it to the corner. Dermott's on that quickly. Off the glass, gets to the line. There's Bailey. He takes a couple of strides in. Gets to the top of the circle. Hands the puck off to Blake Spears. Spears is draft eligible. Gives it back to Bailey. Bailey, the former Kitchener Ranger. You know, Troy Smith knows him well. Probably be talking about him in some point over the next few games. Another block by Erie. Remielli, opportunity to clear, and he does get it past Boerema. Here's McDavid, short-handed, on a breakaway, crowd on its feet. McDavid scores!
Good thing that storage is on digital now. You'll need a few clouds for all the highlights this guy has made throughout the course of the year. Just add that one to the list. It's got to be a scary proposition when you're at a dead stop and you see this guy coming at you full speed. Forget it. There are not too many speed skaters that would catch him. He pulls the old shootout move, making it 2-0. Short-handed, absolutely a menace, Connor McDavid. And when you have the ability to create offense short-handed, you can see just how much it's lifted this building.
That's his 3rd short-handed goal in the playoffs. And you think back to Game 1, McDavid had a breakaway, and he tried to go blocker side. Halverson stopped him. This time he changes it up and beat Brandon Halverson. And Erie, not generating a lot of offense, but they're 2 for 2. 2 shots, 2 goals. Remielli getting the lone assist on the short-handed marker from Connor McDavid, his 31st point of the playoffs, his 8th point in this series. 2-0. Otters lead, and the power play is over for Sault Ste. Marie. The score has changed in favor of the Otters.
You know, there's fans here in Erie Otterland that think a breakaway is a common thing in hockey because you see Connor McDavid all the time. I mean, this guy gets 1 breakaway a game at least. It's just marvel at it.
Jared McCann, that shot's blocked by Darren Radish. His second one, he tried to be too perfect and put it high. Kept in at the line by Nurse. Bought himself a little bit of time, got the puck in deep. Dermott's on it quickly, gets it to Radish. Looks up the boards, nobody's open, so he moves it to the middle of the ice. Got it outside the blue line, but right back in by Bunting. He's pressured by Dermott. Nurse is in there in an effort to keep it in. They can't do it, and the Greyhounds are offside. Connor McDavid living up to the hype. His team's shorthanded. He scores on the breakaway. Erie leads.
I'm a bit of a puck hog. I'd pass more, but nobody's really open. The fellas don't love my game, so to get back on speaking terms, I buy them the new Wings 2-4 Boston Pizza. They love the wings and the cases. It makes up for all the passes I didn't give them.
To provide effective protection for your backfield, you have to be tough. And to protect your backyard's wooden deck, shed, fence, and furniture, there's nothing tougher than long-lasting Wood Shield Best Stain. Beauty Tone Wood Shield Best Stain can stand up to anything our climate can throw at it. Made in Canada, easy to apply, Wood Shield Best Stain gives you all the protection you need. Wood Shield Best. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
At Tim Hortons, our coffee beans are decaffeinated naturally through a chemical-free treatment called Swiss Water Process. Makes you think, why would anyone decaffeinate chemically? Great tasting coffee is in the details.
Speedy Glass presents the Bee's Wing. A sudden change in temperature, and it could turn into a crack.
Don't wait. Repair your windshield before you have to replace it. It's important for your safety. Plus, thanks to your insurance provider, it could be free for you.
Behind the Erie bench with Chris Knobloch. Chris, I take a look. 2 shots, 2 goals, but it's been tough generating any offense. You had to do one with a shorty.
Yeah, it is. They're a good team, a lot of depth. They've come out strong all 3 games to start. So we told our guys to weather the storm and try and build momentum.
Coach, thanks very much.
Thank you.
During that break, it's interesting. You talk about leadership, guys. Nick Baptiste turned and looked during the break and said, come on, guys, let's just maintain our composure. Because right now there's a lot of yapping going on between both benches.
It sure is. Darnell Nurse at the head of it for Sault Ste. Marie. He's the captain. He is up and down that Erie bench here on the stoppage, and they're not stopping whatsoever. Every Erie guy up and down the bench is taking a shot right back at him.
Nurse pretty much that whole commercial break, you're right, Sam. He was, and he hasn't stopped.
No, he's still going.
Referee's even coming over.
Keep that up. He's going to have to ice down his jaws at the end of the game. But that's Darnell Nurse. I mean, he wants the challenge. He wants to rise to the challenge, and right now his team's down, and it'll be up to him to try and get the ship righted here for Sault Ste. Marie.
And he's played a lot in this first period. Not a lot of it has been against Connor McDavid. Chris Knobloch has been able to keep McDavid away from Nurse a fair bit. Shot from Moore. That's too high, off the glass and out of play. Sault Ste. Marie really trying to be pinpoint accurate with their shots because Erie's blocking so many.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the other thing, the other element that you talked about, RJ. A, you might want to wait a little longer to take your shot because you think you can avoid the block. And B, you're going to try and be more accurate with it because you know your volume of shots isn't getting through to the extent that you would like it to have happen.
Nurse back on the ice, but it's Betts, Marchment, and Radish. Stanley got to center, moves it to Ritchie. Nurse heads to the bench. On comes Colton White. Nick Ritchie tries to power to the front of the net. Back to the line. Ganley will be able to keep this in. His shot's not near the net. It's shoveled in front. It was off Donne and just went wide. Ritchie digging down there with Gertler. Gertler comes up with it, drops it off to the corner. Donne beats Ritchie to the pocket. Up to Nick Betts, who opened the scoring in this one. Bounces it into the Greyhound zone. Alverson wanted to play it. He got it to the open side. There's Nick Ritchie, comes up with it, trying to skate away from Taylor Radish. Connor McDavid on the ice now. Brian Moore over the line. His pass into the skates of Ganley. Ritchie spins away from Murphy. Can't get far. Here's McDavid. Comes up with a puck. Goes cross ice. An open side. It was too open. Nobody there for Erie. Nurse is back out there. Flaps it around. John Dupuis can't get a shot away. His stick was lifted by Alex DeBrincat. Boland, he lets one fly. There's Patrick Murphy with a block. Another chance. Greyhounds missed the net. Brown wanted a call there. Not going to get one. Boland over to Nurse. He was tapping his stick. He wanted the puck, but couldn't get a lane to shoot it to the net. Justin Bailey. He's got Dermott on his back. Bailey's knocked down. Dermott gets the puck. DeBrincat a chance to clear, and he does. Look out, Connor Boland. McDavid was trying to poke it loose. Bailey slides it ahead. He might get a chance from the right wing side. Trying to go wide on Dermott. Spins away from him. That bought him some time. Back to the line. Jared McCann heads to the front of the net instead of going for the puck. And here comes Connor McDavid working against Nurse. Cross ice pass that found Remielli, but it was a little behind him, and he couldn't get into the front of the net. Jared McCann sprints the other way. Nurse has joined him on the rush. What kind of shape is Darnell Nurse in?
He can skate all night. Great skating ability. Fantastic athlete.
Sergei Tolchinsky, he can be crafty if he gets a little space. Ganley, a long shot from the line. Williams saw it all the way, and he catches it and stops play. What a start for the Erie Otters. They lead game 3 2-0.
engineered for your family.
You could drive around all day comparing cars in person. Or you could use AutoTrader to compare cars from different dealers and private sellers at home. Or at a park, or the zoo, or the mall.
Anyone can buy and sell like a pro with Autotrader.ca.
At Tim Hortons, we remove coffee grounds immediately after brewing. Why? Because water left in the grounds is bitter, and you should never have to taste that. Great tasting coffee is in the details.
I'm coming for my nephew's wedding.
I'm not going. You're going.
Promise me we'll come back.
What?
After everything I've given the people, they're still not satisfied.
Your father claims that he's defending us from the Brotherhood and the Zionists.
What does he want from me? I'm a pediatrician.
They are your family.
That's why I left.
Show Me Tyrant. Watch it on Show Me. To start your free trial, visit showme.com or contact Rogers or Shaw.
Arctic Spas, engineered for your family.
Number 97, maybe he's got some magic right now. Going wide, circling the net, and he scores. Of course he's got some magic.
Well, another magic moment for Connor McDavid, who with the goal tonight leads all OHL playoff participants with 17 goals. I mean, the last one there, shorthanded. You saw that speed. He got excited. The crowd was on its feet. It was pretty neat to witness it just from here, to see everyone get to their feet as soon as he got past center ice and knew there was going to be no one to catch him, and he made good on it.
17 goals, and this is his 12th game of the playoffs. Might be 2 goals a game by the time the playoffs are finished. Tolchinski, he's got some room to wind it up now. Makes a pass up ahead to Nurse. He puts it on the tape of McCann. Aaron McCann takes his time. That shot didn't get through, but Tolchinski's quickly on it in the corner. Poked away from him, Baptiste. The Buffalo pick glides to center ice, and he'll cross corner, dump it, hoping Kyle Maximovich can get there. Ganley up ahead to Bunting. He's tracked down by Dylan Strome. Ganley, watched by Radish in front of his own goal. Gets the puck ahead to Tolchinski. There was a hit behind the play thrown by Radish. That's why the crowd likes it. Chipped in front by Bunting. There's a big save by Williams. Bunting chopped it right on, and another stop for Devin Williams. And Radish in there on the forecheck again. He was closing quickly. Mercier played it just in time. Shots are 6-2 in this opening period. Not a lot of shots for either team. But Erie scored on both of their shots on goal. Ryan Moore gets in over the line. Ritchie tapping his stick, takes a shot. That one was deflected wide by the Otter defenders.
Not a complete block, it's a partial block, and you saw Ritchie take an extra second there as well.
Genovese got the leg up, knocked that one to the corner. Erie was on it, cleared it down the ice, saying just a little bit too far. It will go for icing.
Well, you know, Sault Ste. Marie here just looking to get as many pucks on Devin Williams as possible, and you'll see a second opportunity created here. But the first shot partially blocked, and then this one comes bouncing through the crease and off the end boards. Williams has to be very well aware. But Erie doing a nice job committing to team defense. And I think when you looked at the start of the postseason, I think a lot of people felt that that was going to be their area of concern, especially with Curtis McDermott out of the lineup, still has to serve a couple more games worth of suspension. He is eligible to come back in Game 6. But when you don't have all your guys and your defense isn't quite as good, you need your forwards to help out, and Erie has done that.
Sault Ste. Marie working hard now. Spears gets it to Dupuis, stolen away by Darren Radish. Erie Otters have held Sault Ste. Marie to its 2 lowest shot totals of the postseason in games 1 and 2, and this is a team that was putting up a couple of games where they had 52 shots on goal in the postseason, hadn't had fewer than 34 shots on goal, and Erie's done a good job of it so far.
We talked to Sheldon Keefe, and he gives you the impression that his team has lost its identity a little bit. Playing down in the offensive zone and working the puck and grinding and cycling, that's not what Sault Ste. Marie does best. Sault Ste. Marie does best when they're on the rush.
Ganley shot, he scores! That one got through, right to the back of the net. And the Greyhounds are only down by 1.
Well, Ganley able to take advantage of getting a shot through, one of the few shots that's been able to get through, but that's all thanks to a good clean win by Spears off the draw. And then you see everyone converge in front of Devin Williams, and it's just a simple wrist shot that goes down along the ice. Williams has trouble finding it. It makes its way through the 5-hole, and Sault Ste. Marie has life now. The Greyhounds on the board.
3:21 to go in the first period. Teams have combined for 3 goals. Both teams well over 300 goals during the regular season. They were 1-2 in offense in the OHL. They're 1-2 in offense during the playoffs too. McDavid's out there now for Erie.
You look at the goal scoring of these two clubs. This is not a goaltender series. I'm sorry.
Tolchinski trying to split the defense. Murphy and Radish got enough of him, and the puck trickled to Devin Williams. He covers up.
This is where Sault Ste. Marie has made its hay all season long. That's on the rush. There's Tolchinski leading the way. He's going 1-on-3, almost gets through, but Murphy upends him at the last second. And we've seen so much of this. When we were in Sault Ste. Marie in early March, a game against London, they just continue to come in waves and waves and waves. On the rush, flow game, circle back, defensemen getting involved, at times leading the rush. And it hasn't quite been that way yet for the Greyhounds in this game.
Tolchinski doing his thing one way, then the other, making things difficult for Marchment. Makes the pass back to Bolin. He got it on goal. Again, no screen on Williams. He makes the save.
Well, the key for Devin Williams is that 900 number, that 900 save percentage. We've talked about it ad nauseum during the course of our Erie broadcast, but in his last 2 playoff seasons, Devin Williams is 12-1 when the save percentage is up over 900.
Face-off win for Jake Marchment in the defensive zone. That's why he's out there. Here he gets it in. Strome in front to Baptiste. There's a good long reach of the stick of Darnell Nurse to poke the puck away from the dangerous Nick Baptiste. Gabe Gertler takes a look. Elects not to go back to the line. Darren Radish gets in front of him. Got the pass to Nick Ritchie. He goes to the blue line. White keeps it in. Ritchie with some space. Far-size pass. It was bouncing. Moore took a swing at it but couldn't make contact. Gertler. He made an effort to get it in front of the net. Marchment prevented it from happening. Gets to the line. Kept in by the Greyhounds. Ritchie's working against 3 Erie Otters. That's sometimes what it takes to stop Nick Ritchie.
See a lot of Marchment out there against Ritchie simply because of the size and Marchment's ability to play a defensive style.
Alex DeBrincat. He is the OHL's Rookie of the Year, number 12 for Erie. He'll have to backtrack now. Greyhounds looking smooth. Ganley's shot. He's trying for another one. Williams stopped it and found the rebound and gets the whistle.
Well, it's interesting how much one player can impact the game, but when we talked to Sheldon Keefe before the game, he kept mentioning Connor McDavid. He has really taken away our identity. We're so worried about defending against him, but now Sault Ste. Marie starting to get back into its game. There it is on the rush. Ganley's the defenseman. He helps support the rush, gets a good shot on goal here from about the middle of the circle, and so when Sault Ste. Marie can skate and produce on the rush, that's when they're at their best. And you see Nick Ritchie just getting into it. At every turn, these guys are going to be taking hacks and whacks at each other just to continually get under each other's skin.
And that one was on Connor McDavid. Greyhounds win the face-off, but a little too much mustard on it. Out over the stick of Ganley. Darnell Nurse surveys the situation. Gets it up to Blake Spears. He wants to wind it up. No room to do that, though. And his pass is wide of all teammates. He's iced it.
Well, there it is, and you look at Spears, ranked 49th for the upcoming National Hockey League draft. We saw him at the 2015 Top Prospects game. He replaced Matt Barzal, who had an unbelievable under-18s with Canada as they won a bronze medal there today. But here's a guy who was born and raised, played his minor hockey in the Sioux, so he knows what it's like to be a Greyhound.
Face-off win for the Otters. Puck got to the front of the net, cleared immediately by Nurse. Patrick Murphy chops it ahead, trying to get it on the stick of McDavid. He was watched closely by Dupuis. Didn't give him any room with the puck. Nurse controls along the boards for the Greyhounds. Fielded the puck, made a far-size pass. Greyhounds gets as far as center. DeBrincat spins there. He's got Ellie to his right. McDavid catching up. DeBrincat tries the shot, and it's off the skate and goes harmlessly to the corner. Dupuis. He didn't move it quick enough. McDavid with that great speed tracked it down, knocked it away, but now Dupuis by himself on this rush. Spins in the corner. He gives it away to Connor McDavid. And he's streaking down the right wing side. There's Darnell Nurse right in front of him to prevent him from getting to the net.
Troy Smith talked about it, the skating ability, but he's long. He's got that really good reach. The long stick is very difficult to get by on the outside.
Final 30 seconds of the opening period. Puck turned over. Pence kicks it to Taylor Radish. Radish in his rookie season had 21 goals. Puck's along the boards. Greyhounds defending. Now they have it. McCann gets it over to Tolchinsky. Maybe a last chance here for Sault Ste. Marie. Tolchinsky tries to spin, and he gets knocked down. Radish heads the other way. Crowd wanted a shot on goal. Instead, he dumped it in. Halverson trying to wave that puck. Speed it up so he could play it. Marchment, a last chance at the buzzer. Didn't get through to the net. Pretty good shooting percentage for the Otters, though, in that first.
Yeah, that's it. 2 shots, 2 goals. And you look at the way Erie's playing right now, really trying to take care of the defensive zone, capitalizing their chances. You can play that style of game when you have a guy like McDavid, who is a game breaker.
Erie on home ice got an early goal. They have a lead after a period, but certainly against Sault Ste. Marie, a 1-goal lead is not comfortable, Jeff.
Not at all, RJ, and something tells me it will not stand. Back here at the CHL on Sportsnet Studios, Jeff Merrick alongside Troy Smith, head coach Kitchener Rangers, and former Kitchener Ranger Todd Warner. Now, young hockey fans around the NHL may refer to it as the Tarasenko. A little bit older, you might refer to it as the Forsberg. But the first time it was broken out in 5-on-5 competition at the elite level was World Championships 1989 was Kent Nielsen against John Van Briesbroek, Sweden, facing off against USA. Connor McDavid adding another chapter to that move's book. What do we call it now? That move, Todd?
The Corey Hershey? Sorry, man. Sorry. But yeah, Connor, you know, it goes back to the power play here for the Sioux Greyhounds. Not having Anthony D'Angelo, and that young Boardman gets stripped here, trying to knock the puck down. And as he often does, goes to the forehand, but no, he sells it and then slips it in on the backhand. So strips young Boardman here, maybe wouldn't be on the ice normally if D'Angelo was playing. And we see him often go to the forehand on his dekes, and that's a slick one. And Tarasenko, Forsberg, got nothing on this guy. A beauty by McDavid.
You break that one down even further. It's one thing to have the wheels. It's another thing to have the hands. But McDavid has a combination of both, Troy. And if you're watching him on that breakaway, his separation speed is off the charts, and he's dusting the puck the whole way as well. It's remarkable.
Yeah, and he's one of those players that the game just slows down for him. The game moves at a different speed. It moves a lot faster for most players, and for Connor, you know, even though he's moving at such a high rate of speed, he slows it down, and just nice, easy, simple move makes it look so easy.
You know, and as a head coach, we're sitting on the set here, and of course listening to Troy, who's coached against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and he says, "Watch the middle, boys." Why?
Well, how many times have coaches told you, keep the puck out of the middle, when really the game has changed immensely. And one of the things that's made Sault Ste. Marie so dangerous is just their ability to use that middle of the ice. And especially in the neutral zone, you see it here, they're going to just pop that puck to the middle and now attack with speed, backs off those Erie D, and they do it consistently. Right here again, they don't have the middle on the pass, let's carry it through. Let's create speed, use the middle again, back those D off and create opportunities that way. Here's a third one. They get that puck nice and low, attack D, and again, it's really hard for those defense to hold gap in those situations.
Regroup in the middle as well?
Absolutely. The center swings to where the winger is. The winger comes the other way. It creates speed, and it creates tons of fits for the opposition.
I swear, by the end of the night, I'm going to try to get Troy to do coach talk, and you'll be hearing about F1s and F2s and F3s by the end of it. Justin Bailey, RJ mentioned, you coached him with the Kitchener Rangers, traded to the Sioux Greyhounds this year at deadline. What kind of player, what kind of person is he?
He's a great person. You know, his game's come a long, long way. He's a kid that prides himself on being a difference maker. And I expect him to be that way in this series. You see on some of these goals, he gets around the net, you know, and he's a big body. He's a great athlete. Obviously has bloodlines with his dad being a former NFL player, and he's a guy, again, that really wants to make a difference out there.
And he sort of grew up in and around hockey, living in a building with Matt Barnaby, played with Pat LaFontaine's team that won Nationals as well.
Yeah, those are the big influences in his life. Matt Barnaby, he grew up in the condo, as you mentioned, and then he played a year for Pat LaFontaine in midget hockey, where they won a national championship together.
Not too bad. Okay, when we come back, our F1, Todd Warner goes over the Stag Chili play of the period. Oh, I wonder what that may be.
Not what you think.
2-1 Erie, end of 20.
CHL on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Jack Link's. Feed your wild side. The one night of the year, WWE gets extreme. WWE Extreme Rules.
I'm a bit of a puck hog. I'd pass more, but nobody's really open. The fellas don't love my game, so to get back on speaking terms, I buy them the new Wings 2-4 Boston Pizza. They love the wings and the cases. It makes up for all the passes I didn't give them.
You decided to downsize your home. Then I said the contract should include an inspection, which revealed you weren't alone. Let a RE/MAX agent guide you. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
You remember that, too. Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for. Thanks. Bye.
Edward Jones. It's the big company that doesn't act that way.
Before you get in, get going. Get gone. You need to get a tire that gets you. A tire like Cooper's revolutionary new CS5 with premium touring innovations for the way real drivers really drive. That's real-life performance. Because life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Stay 2 separate times and earn a $50 Best Western gift card and use it here this summer. Or here. And even here. And when you stay, enjoy breakfast and free high-speed internet. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Canadians are no strangers to disaster, both natural and accidental. When catastrophe happens, remember this name, Winmar, your property restoration specialist. For over 35 years, Winmar has helped Canadians put their lives back together after trying circumstances. Count on prompt professional services from trained specialists, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Learn more about Winmar, the property restoration specialists.
There are extreme sports, and then there are extreme rules. The one night of the year, WWE gets extreme. WWE Extreme Rules.
Two to 1 after 20 minutes of play. Erie up on the Sioux. Busy Monday on the network, kicking things off with the Jays in Boston. 6 p.m. start on Sportsnet 1. Hockey Central gets hockey coverage underway at 6:30 Eastern. The Wings look to close the series against the Bolts on CBC at 7. And it is Game 7 between the Islanders and Capitals, 7 o'clock on Sportsnet. Someone call Pat LaFontaine while the Giants and Dodgers renew their rivalry at 10 o'clock Eastern on Sportsnet 1. Time now for the play of the first period, brought to you by Stag Chili Save Success Program, where saves made will result in contributions up to $30,000 to minor hockey teams. StagChili.ca for details. Todd.
My apologies to Nick Betts. I wanted to get you on here, but who else, guys? Connor McDavid, Strips Borman, dusting it all the way in, goes backhand, Tarasenko, Forsberg, all love their Stag Chili. That's your Stag Chili play of the period.
Working man's goal for a working man's chili, Todd Warner. And still not enough for that young man. His team is up a puck after 20.
The one night of the year, WWE gets extreme. WWE Extreme Rules.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time Ron said another plate of poutine was a good idea. Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. Introducing the E-Series. Legendary John Deere quality. Unexpected low price. See your John Deere dealer for great Deere season savings on the E-Series family of tractors.
Travel-On is where fanatics stay. Where heroes stay. Where trash talkers stay. Where zebras stay. Get the box. And where hockey stays. We salute those who live hockey. Make a great save at wherehockeystays.com.
So what about that stock? Sure thing, right?
Actually knowing the kind of risk that you're comfortable with.
I'd steer clear.
Really?
Really.
Straight talk.
Now, based on your strategy, I do have some other thoughts.
It's a big deal. And it's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
The RE/MAX Home Team Contest offers you the chance to win over $22,000 in prizes. With a grand prize package including an Arctic Spas hot tub. Enter often for weekly prizes. To enter, go to WHL.ca. Click on the RE/MAX Home Team Contest button.
Before you get in, get going, get gone. You need to get a tire that gets you. A tire like Cooper's revolutionary new CS5 with premium touring innovations for the way real drivers really drive. That's real-life performance. Because life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
Sportsnet.ca takes you deeper inside the National Hockey League. Because all you really want is the whole story. Rise to relive spectacular moments. Plus get ahead with a unique perspective from the insiders. Throughout the day, follow for TV listings and match previews. Then when the puck drops, don't just watch the game, be a part of it. Headlines, stats, trends, and exclusive analysis. Only one website has hockey covered 24/7. Sportsnet.ca.
Time now for Road Warriors, brought to you by Cooper Tires. Cooper builds tires for the way real drivers really drive. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds in these playoffs on the road, whipping through Saginaw, whipping through Guelph. A perfect 4-0 on the road, scoring 18 goals and scoring an average of 4.5 pucks per game. Goals against, a scant 5. Goals against per game, 1.25. The only undefeated road team in the OHL playoffs. Not too shabby. It is North Bay facing off against the Oshawa Generals. North Bay leads the series 1-0. Pick it up in the first. Oshawa 2-on-1. Michael Del Cole feeds Matt Mistally. He's denied by Jake Smith. Boy, has he been good in these playoffs. No score after 20. Into the second. Race for the puck. Mike Baird, centering pass. Deflects off Zach Poirier, but Ken Appleby gets a piece of it. Scoreless after 40 minutes of play. Meanwhile, elsewhere around the CHL, here's the story in the QMJHL. The Quebec Ramparts leading their series against Moncton 2-0. Rimouski up on Val d'Or by the same lead, 2-0. Game 3 Monday for Quebec and Moncton. Game 3 Tuesday between Rimouski and Val d'Or. Quebec City, by the way, as we all know, have already qualified as host city for the MasterCard Memorial Cup. In the dub, semifinal 1, Brandon up on Calgary by 2 games. Game 3 on Tuesday. The other semifinal, Kelowna and Portland. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Not too much between these two. All tied up at once. Game 3 goes on Tuesday. Back at the CHL and Sportsnet studio. Jeff Merrick alongside Troy Smith and Todd Warner. Stan Butler and the North Bay Battalion. Stop me if you've seen this movie before, but it is scoreless in the third period between the powerhouse Generals and the plucky underdog Battalion. But isn't this kind of right where Stan Butler wants this game right now?
Absolutely. His team's built on structure and limiting the other team's offensive chances. And if you're up 1-0 in a series, going into the third period at no score, I think they're in a great position.
Big message, Todd?
Yeah, 6-1 in game one. That's an impressive start for North Bay, who we've not talked a lot about. They walk into Oshawa and send a clear message. We're ready to play in this semifinal series, so good for them.
And they're getting timely goal scoring by players like Nick Paul and Jake Smith has been fantastic in net for the Battalion. We have a series out east. We have a series in the west as well. 2-1 Otters, second period on the way. RJ, Sam, and Falsey.
I'm a bit of a puck hog. I'd pass more, but nobody's really open. The fellas don't love my game, so to get back on speaking terms, I buy them the new Wings 2-4 Boston Pizza. They love the wings and the cases. It makes up for all the passes I didn't give them.
Running out of space? We can help. The BMO Smart Fix Mortgage has a great rate, so you can save thousands and fast forward to being mortgage-free. BMO, we're here to help.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
When you dream of summer, think Best Western. Stay 2 separate times now and get a $50 Best Western gift card for your summer getaway. And enjoy breakfast and free high-speed internet. Book now at bestwestern.com.
The game needs your sweat. Whether you're shadowing the fastest skater on the ice, finishing a check, or taking the final shot. If you want to win, you better leave everything on the ice. Especially your sweat. Because nobody is going to hand you victory. It's earned with every drop. Gatorade helps replace what you sweat out.
Tim Hortons Dark Roast Coffee, a brand new blend of Arabica beans roasted with care and brewed for a rich, full flavor and smooth finish. With over 85 million cups served, we seem to be onto something. Try it today.
What is Come Together? It's playing with attitude, working together, and doing whatever it takes. It's not about the starting 9. It's 25 playing as one. One nation, one team, come together.
In the QMJHL, Erie, Sault Ste. Marie. This is going to be a tough series. Getting ready for the second period. Here's Rob Faulds. Is Darnell Nurse tired?
Darnell, was that first period what you expected in this building?
Yeah, the crowd's been crazy, and it's really up the tempo.
Now, I've noticed that you're starting to build up a healthy dislike for this team. There's a lot of conversation between you and the other bench.
Yeah, we don't like each other. This is the Western Conference Finals, so I don't really like anyone on that bench.
Darnell, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Darnell Nurse doesn't like them very much, and they're ready to go for the second period. So too is RJ Broadhead, Sam Cosentino.
It's the attitude you have to have, even if he will be teammates with Connor McDavid at some point. Darnell Nurse played a ton in that first period. His ice time, no question. It was more than Connor McDavid, but how much of a toll will that take as this game goes on?
And as the series goes on. I mean, the way things are playing out right now, this, looks like it's going to be a long series.
Both are out there right now. Troy Donahue gets it up ahead to Remy Ellie. Ellie hasn't scored now in 10 games, but he does have 12 assists over that span, including a helper on the Connor McDavid short-handed breakaway goal in the opening period. Ellie's a pick of the Dallas Stars. Gets it to Donahue. He turned it over. Bailey side of the net trying to work his way to the front. Jared McCann back behind the goal, but Genovese had Spears tied up. Ellie trying to find another gear to skate away from Dupuis. He can't do it. Sergei Tolchinsky working against two defenders, but his shot's off the stick of Donahue, and that goes high and wide. Remy Ellie, he's been out there a while. Still had enough to get to that puck. Connor McDavid has it. Sharp angle. It's in. What a brilliant play by Connor McDavid. He guessed that Halverson would slide across, and he slid it in. It's 3-1 Erie.
This guy's something else. Oh, my goodness. It's sheer brilliance. It is sheer brilliance, this play. Not only does he kick the puck from his stick to his stick right here, but he says, you know what? I think Halverson's going to cheat. I'm going to make it look like a little baby sauce to the far side of the net, and instead the puck goes on net and goes in. From down below the goal line, this guy can score from anywhere. The bus, the park, classroom, doesn't matter. He'll score from anywhere.
The Connor McDavid show continues. In this series, he has 3 power play goals, 2 even strength goals, a game winner, a shorthanded goal, and an empty net goal.
Round the horn.
Done it all.
Well, 3 shots, 3 goals for Erie, and that's a high shooting percentage.
Oof, is it ever. And, there's a giveaway to Baptiste. He gets it over to Strome. His shot is off his stick and goes up and over the glass. A bad giveaway by the Greyhounds, and the OHL's scoring champ in the regular season got a good opportunity.
No, he really came to life in game number 2 of the series with 2 goals and an assist, and Strome gets a golden opportunity as the puck's turned over. It's sent back down. Baptiste looks, finds him in that high slot, but he just cannot avoid the stick. And the puck is sent out of play, and this building is on fire once again.
7 goals in this series for Connor McDavid. Oh, and by the way, we're into the second period of Game 3.
Wow. That's a big old wow.
Sinishin sends it back behind the net. Spears makes a pass, sets into the skates. Taylor Radish gets it up ahead to Betts. Long shot. That's handled by Halverson, and the crowd here at the Erie Insurance Arena gives some cheers to the Greyhounds goaltender. Officially it's his first save, but he has been tested with some difficult shots that have got past him. Spears trying to spin away from trouble. Can't get much done. Puck comes out. That'll give Erie an opportunity to get a couple of changes in. Long change in the second period. Murphy, there's some fresh legs, and it's Alex DeBrincat, but he couldn't deke around Medrick Mercier. Pass up ahead. Falling was Jared McCann, otherwise he might have had a chance to go in. Murphy moves it quickly. Nobody there for the Greyhounds, so that gets to McDavid. He quickly passes to DeBrincat. Ellie back to DeBrincat. Oh, huge save by Halverson. He stacked the pads, got over, and knocked it down with his glove. Puck turned over to McDavid at center. Here come the Greyhounds again. Dermott, a good check on Sergei Tolchinsky. Remy Ellie leads things for the Otters. Dumps it into the Greyhound zone. Halverson, he knows he can't allow many more. The Erie Otters are tough to come back on when they have a lead. Radish's pass, hands off his stick. That's okay, it got back to him, but then he turned it over to Dolchinsky. Drops it off for Bunting. Walking right down the middle was McCann, and he couldn't beat Devin Williams, who comes up with a huge save, and then he stops Dolchinsky for good measure after that.
Up here, you don't want to be careless with the puck. This Sault Ste. Marie can strike and strike in a hurry and do so in bunches, but here, DeBrincat, golden opportunity, and Halverson comes over, stacks the pads, throws up the glove, and then Tolchinsky dropped. McCann has an opportunity. That one stopped, and a second chance back to Tolchinsky, and again, it's Williams who comes out to make the good stop.
Face-off win for the Greyhounds. Bolin couldn't direct that puck on goal. Things have opened up a bit in the second period. Nick Baptiste takes a shot. That was off a stick. It had Halverson stretching his right arm quickly.
No!
Puck won't be icing. Corey Genovese, the steady overage defenseman from Hespeler. Skates the puck out of trouble. Gets it ahead. Colton White let that puck go. Not icing, but the Otters were offside, so they had to regroup. Ryan Moore, he gets to center, brings it into the area. Right there is Corey Genovese to stop him. Genovese along the boards, waits for someone to pop open. It's Fellows. Roy Donnet made a quick move, cross-ice pass into the skates of Fellows, but the rookie handled it well. Got it right to his stick. Bolin eliminates him from the play in the corner. Fellows and Bolin, they continue to toil for the puck. Into help-outs, Foreman. Gets it up ahead to Keegan Gates. He gets it over to Senishin, and he's astride offside.
Well, Siri, you're going to have to change because the magic man may very well be Connor McDavid, no longer Pavel Datsyuk. I mean, his display tonight simply fantastic. Catches Halverson cheating off the post for his second goal of the game. And the Otters lead it 3-1. He just continues to put up points at a torrid pace.
Have you asked Siri that?
Post game.
3-1 lead for Erie. Game 3 of this Western Conference final. Darnell Nurse comes up with the puck. Saw Spears. Got the puck to him. Blake Spears hustles through center ice. Over to Dupuis. His shot doesn't get through to the net. Saune watches Dupuis closely. Comes back to Mercier. That shot's blocked by the Otters. Another chance for the Greyhounds. Puck's picked off. Quentin Maximovich. He's trying to work his way in. Knocks Dupuis down. Maximovich gets it back. He's the older brother of Kyle Maximovich. Connor McDavid steals a puck. Cuts to the net. Looking for the hat trick. He came close. Wiley. He can't find McDavid with that pass. Justin Bailey had some rare open ice to skate with it. Spears to Bailey. Spots fresh legs off the bench. Darnell Nurse was over there with Bunting. Travis Dermott has to hurry. Darnell Nurse was in on the forecheck. He's tireless. Sergei Tolchinsky. He's trying to make some wizard-like moves. Gets it back to McCann. Over to Bunting. Puck knocked out of the zone. McDavid trying to get to it, and Bunting trying to prevent him from doing so, and did a good job.
The crowd just loves it. You can feel the anticipation in the building every time he's near the puck.
McCann's pass. That gets to Bunting. Olszynski. Couple of cracks at it. A stick goes flying into that Erie net. The puck doesn't, though. Devin Williams has it. Greyhounds trying to generate some offense when Connor McDavid's not on the ice. McDavid is owning the ice. His second goal of the game has Erie up by 2.
To create a most flavorful sandwich, we begin with our signature bread. Extra lean, grilled and seasoned chicken strips with no preservatives. Add your favorite cheese. Your choice of fresh veggies. Creamy avocado. And enough flavors to make it your own. Made right in front of you. Tastes unite in a fresh toasted sandwich like no other. Try any of Subway's sandwiches made with grilled and seasoned chicken strips and find out why they're a cut above the rest. Subway. Eat fresh.
Looking for a better way to get dirt and grime off outdoor surfaces? Choose the 2-in-1 Ultimate Water Broom. It's a push broom with powerful water jets to clean as you sweep. PVC bristles scrub debris loose and the water jets wash it away. It's great for eliminating mold and mildew, and the telescopic handle helps with extended reach. For better outdoor cleaning, give surfaces a 1-2 punch with the Ultimate Water Broom. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time Ron said another plate of poutine was a good idea. Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. Introducing the E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price. See your John Deere dealer for great deer season savings on the E-Series family of tractors.
Hound bench for Sheldon Keefe. You've outshot the Erie Otters at this point. Do you have to guard against maybe getting too frustrated?
I don't think so. I think our guys are pretty composed. I think they recognize we're playing a good hockey game. We've made a few mistakes that have ended up in our net and been unlucky in that sense, but we just got to stick with it. No other choice.
Looks like you're trying to maintain possession in the offensive zone.
We're doing the best we can, both in through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. We have to create offense here. We got to get inside, so we got to be able to hold on to it and make some plays.
Coach, thanks very much.
It's funny, I talked to an NHL scout the other day, and they said one thing Sault Ste. Marie does really well is they hold on to pucks. They don't give it up. They want to be on the rush all the time, and Erie's really taken them out of that game plan to this point. We've seen some stretches where it's opened up, and that definitely favors the Greyhounds if it continues to work in that pace. If not, this slower type grinding pace, that favors Erie.
Greyhounds want to make the Otters defend. They're doing that right now. Shot from Nick Ritchie. It's loose. Moore. Oh, he was alone in front and put the puck wide. Moore's another one of those 20-plus goal scorers for Sault Ste. Marie. They have 10 of them. Here's Ritchie again. That puck is stopped by Williams. Erie was under siege. They cleared it as far as center. Girdler didn't get a stick on that puck, so the pass goes all the way for icing, and Erie gets a reprieve.
Nick Ritchie with the ability and the physical capabilities to really impose his will, and you see it here. There's no one's going to get him off this puck. Marchman's a big, strong guy. He's got no chance. He just bounces off Ritchie, and it's a simple shot to the net because he makes space for himself, and then he'll keep hanging around. What will he do? He'll get the puck once again. He can't stop him. He just blows Marchman off, gets possession of the puck once again. He is a force.
Jared McCann had a burst of speed, but Baptiste was with him stride for stride. Otters have the puck. Dermott up to center. Kyle Maximovich couldn't knock it down. He's tied for the rookie playoff scoring lead with his teammate Alex DeBrincat in this postseason. Bunting keeps the puck in, but can't get a shot past Dylan Strong. White sends it down low. That's where McCann tries to battle for it. White cross ice, but he turns it over to Kyle Maximovich. Gets to center, makes a light pass. He saw Strome catching up. Ganley recovered quickly. Dermott guards his blue line. Didn't let the Greyhounds in there. Nick Baptiste sidesteps Ganley. Now he'll have to fetch the puck in the corner. Spins away from Colton White. Kolchinski's back there helping out. Jared McCann. First round pick of the Canucks, acquired in the Kessler deal. A malfunction right at center ice as Greyhounds running into each other. Bunting and Ganley. Otters get it into the offensive zone now. DeBrincat bumps with his man White. DeBrincat can't make the pass in front of the net. Cross ice just to get it out. All the Greyhounds could do there. Donay backs up. Puts it on the tape of DeBrincat. Here's McDavid, burst of speed, trying to cut in. His shot is blocked by Colton White. And then he takes McDavid right to the corner, but that opens things up for DeBrincat, who's trying to stick handle in traffic, but too many Greyhounds were back there. Here comes Sault Ste. Marie. Jean Dupuis has trouble getting around Troy Donay. Donay continues to make things difficult for Dupuis, who's now lost his helmet. He'll have to head to the bench. In the meantime, Bolin puts a shot on goal. That's kicked aside by Williams. Back to Bolin. That took a funny hop off a stanchion, but it didn't fool Corey Genovese. Up ahead to Remy Alley, gets it out to center. Darnell Nurse, he was calm with McDavid hot on his heels. Got it back into the Erie end. Alex DeBrincat is up there at center. They tried to get him the puck. Problem was he needed a stick. Blake Spears. Can he get a shot on goal? Oh, he's forced to spin back. Remy Alley got in his way. Nick Ritchie back out there to try to make things happen. Connor McDavid. Long shift. Sends it to the corner. That'll be it. Heads to the bench. He needs a breather. Travis Dermott. He's got Gertler catching up. That puck won't be icing. Dermott got there fast enough over to Murphy. Outside the center as the Greyhounds were on a change. They had to be careful not to touch that puck. Gertler took a hit. Marchman poked it away from Ritchie. Jake Marchman comes in over the line. He's an LA pick. Patrick Murphy, his pass misses all the Otters in front of the net. Here's Brian Moore with it at center. Senyshyn with that great speed. He had a stride on Nick Betts. If Moore could have got him the puck, he failed to do so. Erie's iced it here, though.
Boy, Senyshyn has unbelievable speed, and I think what we see here is the epitome of what's happened so far for Sault Ste. Marie. Really just out of their rhythm. I mean, two guys cutting across the middle at center ice. Canley bumps into Bunting. Normally, you're seeing Sault Ste. Marie come through neutral ice. Troy Smith talked about it, with speed, in straight lines, and then starting to be creative once they get past the offensive blue line. But it just has not quite worked out that way. We've seen stretches. It's really exciting when it happens, but Erie's done a good job taking that away from them. And, as Sheldon Keefe said, that 97 factor is just playing in the minds. It's in the minds of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds right now.
Jared McCann stayed right with Dylan Strome, and he won the Battle of the 19s. McCann gets to the Erie line, made that quick move, and put a teammate offside. Shots are 18-7 in favor of Sault Ste. Marie. The score favors the Otters, though.
What goes into a Toyo tire? Technology, using advanced methods. Testing, then retesting to make sure they're just right. Trust, so you're confident you have a tire that does what you need it to do, no matter what the conditions. Technology, testing, trust. Toyo tires, driven to perform.
Johnson, new Twix Bites from the right factory taste just like ours. But how?
Spice?
Ridiculous.
Same Twix, now bite-sized.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good. Does it make the short list? You remember that, too. Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for. Thanks. Bye.
Edward Jones. It's the big company that doesn't act that way.
At Tim Hortons, our coffee beans are decaffeinated naturally through a chemical-free treatment called Swiss Water Process. Makes you think, why would anyone decaffeinate chemically? Great-tasting coffee is in the details.
Welcome back to Erie, Pennsylvania. Now, normally this is quite a road trip for the Sioux Greyhounds. It's 970 kilometers from Sault Ste. Marie to Erie, Pennsylvania. But after Game 2, the Sioux opted to fly to Erie, shortening that considerably, while the Erie Otters took the 11-hour bus ride down through the States and across under Lake Erie back home. Well, there was a concern. Who was going to have bus legs and who was going to have jet lag? Right now, it appears that bus legs win by 2 goals.
You're right, Rob. It's been a good half game so far for the Erie Otters on the scoreboard, but Sault Ste. Marie has dictated the shots on goal. Hasn't been sustained pressure inside the Sault Ste. Marie zone. When the Otters have had a chance, though, they put it in the back of the net. Tolchinsky, he stops for the Greyhounds. Makes a pass over to Jared McCann. Slides it a short distance where Tolchinsky has it. Bolin can't get a shot through to the net. Quick pass from White. That's turned over, but he gets it back. White heads to the corner now. They'll wrap it around. That's retrieved by Tolchinsky. He scans the front of the net. Quick spin move. Genovese trying to stay with him. That's not easy to do. White takes a shot. That's off a leg, goes wide. The Greyhounds have put 18 shots on goal, but they have to have had at least that many blocked.
It's been a really good job by Erie in that department. I mean, the other part that really has impressed me with the Erie Otters, their forwards, really coming back and supporting the defensive charge here.
Connor McDavid's on the ice right now for Erie. Has 2 goals in this game. The other goal belongs to Nick Betts. Remy Alley gets it over to DeBrincat. Dermott knocked down by Moore. They have some words. Play goes on. DeBrincat wraps the puck around. There's only been 1 penalty called in this game so far. It was against Troy Donne of the Otters, but it worked out for them. Connor McDavid scored a shorthanded goal. And the Greyhounds didn't get a shot on that power play. McDavid, another steal in the offensive zone. Trying to work to the front of the net. Puts it through the blue paint. Just out of the reach of Remielli. He goes back to Dermott. That shot pinballed around McDavid. Darnell Nurse hacking and whacking, cross-checking him. Can't get him off the puck. Nurse trying to stay with him again. McDavid spins away. Tried to tuck it in short side. Ellie's trying to help out, and Nick Ritchie throws a check in the corner. Here's McDavid to help out. They've got the Greyhounds hemmed in, but that was a hard-working, tiring shift, and McDavid's off to the bench. Open ice. Tough to come by. Fellows with a chance. He put it right on. Halverson the save. Fellows is knocked down. Nurse lets go of his stick, puts his hands in the air. Both are going to go. Both are going to go. Fellows and Nurse are heading to the penalty box. Erie might not mind that.
No, that's a good trade-off. I mean, you're getting the captain, you're getting the best defenseman off the ice, and you'll see Nurse and Fellows get tied up here. Fellows goes to the ice. Nurse throws up his hand saying, hey, there's nothing I can do. So they say, you know what, we'll take you both. And then the two captains going at one another. Look at how hard Nurse is on to McDavid, but he is unfazed by it. He continues to chase down loose pucks and then tries a little shimmy shake to get rid of Nurse, but Nurse with that good reach and stick keeps him away from the puck. Great battle between those two.
Darnell Nurse, Patrick Fellows in the penalty box right now. 4-on-4 for the first time in this game. Gustav Borman. He makes a pass ahead. Colton Whitey streaks through center. Drops it back for Blake Spears. Spears trying to go wide. Donne stepped in front of him. Spears maintained possession. Borman's open. Takes a look at the net. Was looking for a redirect from Bailey, but he was tied up with Genovese. Dylan Strome pokes it up ahead. Can't get much done through center ice. Greyhounds have it again. Spears to Borman. He's standing still. Bailey trying to pick up some speed, but Genovese's there in plenty of time. Over to Donne. And he reverses the puck to Genovese, and that will be it for Justin Bailey's shift. That'll give some space for Nick Baptiste to start out. Baptiste covering a lot of ground. Just trying to find some open ice. Hanley checks him, gets the puck away. McCann gets it up to Bolin. Connor McDavid's out there. Bolin has it poked away by McDavid. It's a 2-on-1. He's got the brinket with him. McDavid shoots. It's stopped by Halverson, and the rebound cleared just in time by Ganley.
A good thing this joint would have erupted.
Kolchinski. He tried to cut to the middle of the ice, and Darren Radish made that a difficult task to accomplish. Dermott chasing after it. He's got McCann right on his back. Open ice. 4-on-4. It's creating some chances for both clubs. Back to the line. Ganley. He moved it just before McDavid got to it. The brinket. He has Bolin checking him. Nick Ritchie got some room on that right wing side, but tripped as he tried to make a play. It still went slowly through the slot area. That was in slow motion. The puck's loose in the blue paint. Couple of cracks at it for the Greyhounds. Devin Williams, he had the paddle down. Didn't let it past him. Ganley's shot. That's blocked. McDavid's still out there. Ahead of the play was DeBrincat. It was knocked down by Ganley, and now McDavid's knocked down. No penalty coming up, and that has the Erie Insurance Arena up in arms. Back on the ice is Nurse and Fellows, and Ritchie scored. Nick Ritchie with a goal, and the Greyhounds are back to within one.
What a turn of events. And McDavid panting, and you don't see him get too demonstrative about things, but he surely felt that a penalty should have been called here. He's got Ritchie all over him. White comes down, knocks him from behind, and he gets up, asks the ref, no penalty. He goes to the bench. Meanwhile, back the other way, Nurse leading the charge and leading the rush. Hands it off to Ritchie, who buys himself a little extra time and space. He's able to get around Radish with that one toe drag and then buries it. When a guy like Ritchie gets down that low with his professional style shot, it's going to end up in the back of the net most times. And Sault Ste. Marie gets the double whammy. No penalty called and a goal.
The crowd indicates how they feel about it. Nick Ritchie's had a terrific playoffs for the Greyhounds, acquired from Peterborough. First-round pick of the Ducks. Came in averaging well over 2 points per game in this postseason. Comes through with a big goal for his club. Late in the second period. 1-goal game here in Game 3 of the Western Conference Final. Two powerhouse teams. Well-drafted players. There'll be at least another 7 taken in the 2015 draft, including high-end guys. Top 5 picks. Connor McDavid, Dylan Strome.
Plenty of talent out here. Some NHL ready, some just about to be NHL ready.
Darnell Nurse got a 2-minute rest, came out on fire, got an assist on the Nick Ritchie goal. Ganley also picking up a helper, his second point of the game. He's been in on both of the Greyhound goals. Here come the Sioux again. Ganley's out there. He's in the corner. Puck's lifted up high. Every time an Otter falls, crowd's upset. Low shot, that's blocked. Ganley just wanted to keep it in deep. Spears can't get far. Travis Dermott. He moves up to center. Biley redirects it into the Greyhound zone. Up at center is Bailey. Watched closely by Dermott. 4 checks coming, but Dermott handled that. Got it out to center. Under 4 minutes to go in the second period. Spears over to Dupuis. That pass was deflected into the corner. Bailey takes a look around. Buffalo pick from Williamsville, New York. Moved it down to the corner. Gets to the line. It's kept in by Bolin. That shot blocked by Darren Radish.
Again.
He might as well paint a target on his jersey. He gets in front of everything. Baptiste, along with Maximovich and Strome. Here they come into the Sioux zone. Baptiste into the middle. His shot wide of the blocker side. Maximovich is on it quickly. He'll go back to the line. Donné wastes no time taking that shot, and it seemed to skip just before it got to Halverson, but he was in a good spot and made the save, hangs on, stops play. What a contest Game 3 is turning out to be. The big guns aren't disappointing.
Arctic Spas, engineered for your family.
Travelodge is where hardcore fans stay, where hockey moms stay, where mascots stay, where hosers stay, and where hockey stays. We salute those who live hockey. Make a great save at wherehockeystays.com.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
Tim Hortons Dark Roast Coffee, a brand new blend of Arabica beans roasted with care and brewed for a rich, full flavor and smooth finish. With over 85 million cups served, we seem to be onto something. Try it today.
Arctic Spas, engineered for your family.
It's an order from over 100 menu items at bostonpizza.com for delivery. Now, the Erie Otters have been around since 1996, and these are their highest chosen NHL draft choices. Tim Connolly went 5th overall to the Islanders in 1999, and you see Mike Rupp went 9th. Ryan O'Mara went 15th in 2005 to the Islanders. And let me guess, guys, where do you think this fella might go in 2015? There might be a new guy on that list this year in Connor McDavid.
Yeah, you can put him on there right now.
Numero uno, as we say in Italian.
By the way, the Eastern Conference Final in the OHL, it was Game 2 tonight. It went to overtime, and the Oshawa Generals won in overtime against North Bay. That would have been dire straits for them if they had lost the first 2 of that series on home ice.
Dakota Mermis with the game winner, 1 minute and 1 second into the extra frame.
Jeff will have some highlights in the second intermission, which is upcoming in about 2.5 minutes of hockey time. Corey Genovese up ahead to Connor McDavid. To Brinket. He's knocked down by Bolin, but still down. Got it to McDavid. The puck is loose behind the net. It was Darnell Nurse sprawled out in front, stopping McDavid from making a pass through. Nurse's pass doesn't get out of the zone. Bolin's there to help out. Safely off the boards. Travis Dermott. Up ahead to Remy Ellie. McDavid's tired again. Has to get off the ice. Bolin playing well defensively. Didn't let Ellie get much done. Moore. Pass to Ritchie. Trying to reverse it to Gertler. That pass didn't connect, and Remy Ellie has to come back. Put it off the glass. Now back to the neutral zone. And play is whistled down due to a glove pass.
Well, long shift for Connor McDavid's line mates in Remy Ellie and Alex DeBrincat. And McDavid has done a really good job at that. Going out there, having an impact, getting off the ice quickly. And at times his line mates have lagged behind him. And that's a dangerous situation when you're going up against a speedy team like the Greyhounds. You got to be careful. Keep your shifts nice and short.
Ritchie and Marchment, they were working for that puck. Nick Ritchie's seen a lot of Jake Marchment in this game. Dermott's pass, he was pressured. He saw the forecheck of Ritchie coming, and that's intimidating. Played a little quick and iced it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. When you see the freight train, better known as Nick Ritchie, who likes the physical play, who likes to throw his body around, when he's coming at you, you better move it in a hurry.
Ritchie's out there with Moore and Gertler. Back to the line, Boerema finds Gertler behind the net. Genovese knocks Gertler down. Play continues on. Puck is cleared out, but it is deflected out as indicated by the referee. And you know, Sault Ste. Marie will question that.
Dave Gertler came over from the University of Minnesota. Had 5 points there last season. He decommitted in July of 2014. He won a Clark Cup with Fargo in the USHL and has found a home here as a 6th-round pick of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds dating back to the 2011 draft.
27-goal season. Traffic in front of the net. That was presented by Gertler. He tries to wrap around. Devin Williams anticipated it. Had the pad against the post. Nick Ritchie took a shot. It was a knuckleball off-speed shot, and it kind of had Williams fooled. He got over in time, though. Nurse. Pressured by Betts. Didn't phase Nurse one bit. He glides out to center ice. Long strides as he gets into the Erie end. Trying to create some more offense. Donne tried to hit him, but Nurse sidestepped it. Moore, the overager. Hits it back to Spears. Sharp angle for Moore, and that puck goes out of play. And a crowd emerges in front of that Erie goal. Baptiste and Moore seem to be aggressive. Nurse is in the middle of things.
Of course, Nurse is. And Nurse actually started this because he initiated the rush and then remained in the offensive zone on the forecheck at the end of the play going to the front of the net. He is playing with some kind of burr under his saddle, and he knows that when he goes to play in the National Hockey League next year, he's got to be a difficult guy to play against. He's exactly that right now. We've seen him hack and whack Connor McDavid, bump him around. He gets in front of the net, getting in Donne's grill. And loves it. Loves every second of it. Has really embraced that role. And what a coming of age it's been for Darnell Nurse.
Nick Ritchie isn't done with Troy Donne. Genovese's pushing with Ganley. And that extra conversation between Ritchie and Donne will send them both to the penalty box.
Ritchie's going to say, I'll just take it to the room, thank you very much. Genovese gives him a whack on the way out.
Well, those are two rugged overage defensemen, and Genovese and Donne and their defense partners. You kind of had a feeling Genovese would try to get Nick Ritchie off his game, and if they can get him to stop thinking offense and start thinking about doing some headhunting, then they've accomplished a task.
You're right. And he's been known to play on tilt before. I mean, Todd Warner talked about it right off the top of the broadcast. I mean, he is that guy, but he's been known on occasion to go on tilt. And when he does, he becomes an ineffective player.
The horn alerts the officials to stop play.
Clock and the penalties all straightened away here. Still plenty of time to get something done.
Donne and Nurse, two large customers, combined over 13 feet, over 400 pounds. That's a battle in front of the net. Nurse remains out there for the Greyhounds in the final 30 seconds of this second period. It's 4-on-4. Circling at center's Ganley. That opened up some room for the speedy Tolchinsky. Stick handling, trying to work his way to the net. Ball's down. Erie has it. Strome's out there with McDavid. Late in this second period. Strome's pass to McDavid. Oh, what a pickup that was. Almost got a good shot, too, despite Darnell Nurse being right on his number 97. 5 seconds to go. Nurse will have to shoot this puck if the Greyhounds want one last chance. McCann knew that. His shot's wide of the goal, though. And there will be one period to decide Game 3.
Well, this matchup that we anticipated at the start of the game continues. It's McDavid against Nurse, the two captains going toe-to-toe, and Nurse does a good job, even though McDavid's able to pick up that area pass. And what looked to be no chance whatsoever is picked up by McDavid, but snuffed out by Nurse.
Two top teams in the Western Conference trying to decide who gets the Wayne Gretzky Trophy. It's a close one with a period to go, Jeff.
And RJ, it has been outstanding. Welcome back inside the CHL and Sportsnet studios. Jeff Merrick, Troy Smith, alongside Todd Warner. The challenge now is to try to find new ways to talk about Connor McDavid. And Todd, you were playing hockey years before Connor McDavid invented it. When you look at that goal he scored in the second period, what's going through his mind? Sam and RJ saying he's intending to do that. For most players, it's just a lazy backhand on net. But for Connor McDavid, it just seems different.
Well, nobody knows but him, but it would appear at least that he's trying to bank this puck off of the goaltender Halverson. Whether he's maybe trying to throw it backdoor to a backdoor play for a goal or not, who knows. But he's feeling it right away tonight. And anytime you get a goal like this one, you got the puck on a string, you're going to be feeling it the rest of the night. So confidence is high, and that's a scary proposition for the Sioux Greyhounds. And here, takes it out of the feet. Look at him just chuck it into the feet of Halverson there. Whether that's a pass backdoor or not, only Connor McDavid knows. And even later, that's a good save by Halverson on the elbow for his third, potentially, of the night. So look at some of the numbers in the playoffs. 12th game tonight, 32 points, plus 7 goals in this series alone. So special stuff even for Connor McDavid.
It seems, Troy, as if he's involved in everything, not just goals for the Erie Otters, but goals against them in a lot of ways. What did you make of the non-call on McDavid and the subsequent goal by Nick Ritchie?
I thought it was a good non-call. There was no holding, there was no hooking. I believe it was just a battle, and the Sioux transition game came into play there. You can see it right here. It's just a battle back. He pushes him, not from behind. I thought it was more from the side, and then, you know what, Ganley moves it up the ice, transition like we talked about, Nurse going in the net, and then Ritchie uses that great shot that we've also talked about. And, you know, it shows that Connor's engaged by his reaction here. You know, Sam mentioned that he doesn't become unwound too often, but obviously there he thought there should have been a call.
And OHL officials make note, it was head coach of the Kitchener Rangers defending the non-call in that one, Troy Smith. Brandon Halverson's had himself a nice little game, regardless of the second McDavid goal.
You're going to have some bad bounces, and what I really liked about that first goal second goal against there by McDavid is that the way Darnell Nurse comes up and is a great leader here. You'll see it after this goal. Tough break, tough bounce. Darnell comes up to him, not sure what he's saying to him, but I'm sure that it's, you know, hey, don't worry about it. Let's just worry about getting the next one. We got your back, whatever that may be. And he really responds here. Great save off of the 2-on-1 pass with Elliot and the Brinkat with a nice grip here, 2-pad stack, and another one there. So a lot of Andy Mogan, a lot of grip here in his game to keep the Sioux in.
So you're going to go all the way back to Johnny Bauer with the 2-pad stack. Okay, if you're in the dressing room right now, Todd, and you're a member of the Greyhounds, what are you expecting to hear out of Keefe? If you're with the Otters, what are you expecting to hear out of Knobloch?
If I'm Sheldon Keefe, you've thrown a lot of shots at the goalie. Keep pressing. Something good's going to happen for you. If I'm Knobloch, you know, make good on your opportunity. Stay out of the penalty box. Don't give the Sioux any flavor here at all. A lot to build on, riding Connor McDavid's coattails to this point. I need to see more from guys like Strome, guys like DeBrincat, and Eli for Knobloch's team.
Quickly, Coach, what's the message from the other two coaches in this game?
Just, to try and build on some momentum. Get at, for the Sioux, they want to jump on them early and get at it. For Erie, I think they're happy to get out of that period. Now they can refocus and get back at it. At least 20 more minutes of this very exciting Game 3 between the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds and the Erie Otters. It is the Otters up by a puck after 40.
Inside the Stanley Cup playoffs with hockey's best. Hockey Central, 6:30 every night on Sportsnet.
Show me all her secrets.
Mrs. Stein.
Not quite the woman she appears to be.
Have you ever lied to me?
Is your secret safe?
We can't be compromised.
You already have been.
You know who I am. You know what I represent. Trouble for you.
Show Me the Honorable Woman. Watch it from the beginning, only on Show Me. To start your free trial, visit showme.com or contact Rogers or Shaw.
Running out of space? We can help. The BMO Smart Fixed Mortgage has a great rate, so you can save thousands and fast forward to being mortgage-free. BMO, we're here to help.
When you dream of summer, think Best Western. Stay 2 separate times now and get a $50 Best Western gift card for your summer getaway. And enjoy breakfast and free high-speed internet. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Are you satisfied? There's nowhere to go. Tell me before that you were the one, you were the one.
Think our car will sell because I posted it for free on AutoTrader, or because my boyfriend rented that thing. Looks amazing!
Anyone can buy and sell like a pro with AutoTrader.ca.
Sportsnet.ca takes you deeper inside the National Hockey League, because all you really want is the whole story. Rise to relive spectacular moments, plus get ahead with a unique perspective from the insiders. Throughout the day, follow for TV listings and match previews. Then when the puck drops, don't just watch the game, be a part of it. Headlines, stats, trends, and exclusive analysis. Only one website has hockey covered 24/7. Sportsnet.ca.
3-2 Otters after 2 periods of play. Busy Monday on the network, kicking off with the Jays in Boston. 6 o'clock start on that one, Sportsnet 1. Hockey Central gets hockey coverage underway at 6:30 Eastern. Then the Wings look to close out against the Bolts on CBC at 7. And then Game 7 between the Islanders and Capitals. Paging Mason and Rudy in LaFontaine. 7 o'clock Eastern on Sportsnet. Giants Dodgers, they renew their rivalry at 10 Eastern on Sportsnet 1. Time now for the play of the second period, brought to you by Stag Chili Saves for Success program, where saves made will result in contributions up to $30,000 to minor hockey teams. Go to stagchili.ca for details. T. Warner, sir.
Remy Ellie to DeBrincat, and that is a Johnny Bauer double pad stack, or is it a Johnny Bauer two-can stack? Great save, Trevor Halverson, your Stag Chili play of the period.
That was lovely, and they say this country has no poets. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Todd Warner. Like he's done it a million times. Second goal of the game for McDavid. 3-2 Otters.
Sportsnet Central has comprehensive post-game coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs, plus the latest on the Blue Jays and NBA playoffs.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
There's a homeowner's pride in the perfect patch of green and carefully cultivated colors. It's a pat yourself on the back kind of pride. When the lawn is weed-free, when the buds first bloom, when it's 2nd and 10. We share that pride because we are owners too, with the expert advice you need to nurture your patch of heaven, including our exclusive line of lawn care products. Home hardware and building centers. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
I'm a bit of a puck hog. I'd pass more, but nobody's really open. The fellas don't love my game, so to get back on speaking terms, I buy them the new Wings 2-4 Boston Pizza. They love the wings and the cases. It makes up for all the passes I didn't give them.
So what about that stock? Sure thing, right?
Actually knowing the kind of risk that you're comfortable with.
I'd steer clear. Really?
Really.
Straight talk.
Now, based on your strategy, I do have some other thoughts.
It's a big deal. And it's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Stop muscle pain, Advil fast. Get liquid fast relief so you can Advil and go.
Be prepared. Know the game. Every day, every series, every round. Go deeper inside the Stanley Cup playoffs with hockey's best. Hockey Central, 6:30 every night on Sportsnet. Erie, Sault Ste. Marie, Tuesday on Sportsnet 360.
North Bay Battalion facing off against the Oshawa Generals. North Bay up on the series 1-0. First period, 2-on-1. Michael Delcole feeds Matt Mistely. Denied by Jake Smith. Have a look at it again. No score after 20 minutes of play. Third period, less than 30 seconds of play in regulation. Still scoreless. Cole Castle's shot is blocked. Delcole a chance in front. Smith able to cover this one up after the scramble in front, and we are headed to overtime. 1:01 in. Michael McCarron, his shot goes wide. Puck bounces right to Dakota Mermis. Him and McCarron coming over from London at deadline. Pay off big for the Generals. They even the series with a 1-0 victory. U18 World Championship, bronze medal, Canada facing off against Switzerland. First period, 1-0 Canada. Off the turnover, Tyler Benson feeds Jansen Harkins of the Prince George Cougars. He buries it. Canada is up 2-0. Go to the second period, now 4-2. Matt Spencer will be stopped, but Glenn Gowden of the Swift Current Broncos bangs in the rebound, his second of the game. Canada takes home the bronze. 5-2 final. Matthew Barzal of the Seattle Thunderbirds was outstanding in this tournament. 12 points in 7 games. Opponents tonight, but a pair of future Oilers battling along the boards. Nurse and McDavid, third period straight ahead.
Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada, home of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Visit sportsnet.ca for matchups, channel listings, and start times. Find your game on Sportsnet.
Daniel?
Oh, Nana, another cat video?
No. I'm using Auto Trader to compare this fully loaded 4x4 and a killer matte black V8.
On purpose?
The 4x4 has a tech package and a warranty. But the matte black is just so tight. Plus, the price is right compared to other listings. I'm going with matte black.
Okay. Anyone can buy and sell like a pro with Autotrader.ca.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
You remember that, too. Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
Thanks. Bye.
Edward Jones. It's the big company that doesn't act that way.
The game needs your sweat. Whether you're shadowing the fastest skater on the ice, finishing a check, or taking the final shot. If you want to win, you better leave everything on the ice. Especially your sweat. Because nobody is going to hand you victory. It's earned with every drop. Gatorade helps replace what you sweat out.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey, dude! Cannonball!
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Boy, another great day for baseball.
You know, there's nothing like being at the ballpark.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Hutch, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What was that all about? He had some tips for my hairstyle.
Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada, home of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Every game-changing, memorable moment right to the Stanley Cup hoist. Visit sportsnet.ca/schedule for matchups, channel listings, and start times. Find your game on Sportsnet. Find your game at sportsnet.ca/schedule.
The Blue Jays and the Red Sox tomorrow on Sportsnet 1. Action gets underway at 5:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Pacific Time. And it will be Aaron Sanchez getting the start for the Blue Jays. Big third period ahead here in Game 3. Rob Faulds is by the Erie bench. Rob.
Well, as we get ready for this third period, you guys have been getting in the line of fire of everything. It seems like it's a steady game plan. Block as many shots as possible.
Yeah, I mean, we trust Willie back there. He's playing great, but any way we can help him, I feel really benefits. So we're trying to get his front as much as possible.
What was the message from the coaching staff in that intermission as you come out with a 1-goal lead?
Just make sure we come out, play hard, don't let up at all, and hopefully we can put him away here.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Ready to go for the third period. Should be a good 20. To call it, here's R.J. Broadhead and Sam Cosentino.
Rob, Travis Dermott, Darren Radish, pretty much all the Otters might need the ice bags.
Yeah, it's because it's been a bit of a block party for the Erie Otters. It has been throughout the course of the playoffs, really. And, you know, committed to team defense. I think Curtis McDermott being out of the lineup has really forced everyone to really collapse down, forwards to support better defensively, and the defensemen continuing to do what they do best, blocking a ton of shots. And it has been very helpful for Devin Williams. Radish has been the biggest offender, if you will, with all the block shots he has. And so we'll see if they're able to continue that here in the third.
We'll start the third. 4-on-4 for a minute 20. Erie Otters have won 9 of their last 10 games. They can hang on here. That would give them a 2-1 series lead in this Western Conference final. Sault Ste. Marie's been good too. They just had their 13-game winning streak snapped in Game 2.
We look at Darren Radish, who had the opportunity to go to camp with the LA Kings this past fall, a 5th-round pick of the Erie Otters in the 2012 draft, and his brother Taylor. Should be exciting to see where he ends up next year.
21 goals as a rookie with the Otters this year.
20 of those at even strength, which to me is much more impressive than the total number. I mean, that's pretty good stuff for a guy who didn't see a lot of time in the power play.
Darren Radish senses an opening, takes it right to the front of the Greyhounds' net. Jared McCann has to spin away from trouble. McCann's from London. Can't get around McDavid. McDavid's by himself. Tried to whistle it high, got it too high. Radish zipped over, but couldn't keep it inside the line. Devin Williams moves it just before McCann got to him. McDavid with some skating room with a 4-on-4. 3 Greyhounds try to play the angle on him. Ganley gets him to the corner, but McDavid still dragging the puck with him. Couldn't get it in front of the net. Bunting helping out his defenseman. Bunting trying to get to some open ice. Darnell Nurse slides it over to Blake Spears. Spears softly through the middle of the ice. Nurse couldn't get that pass. He was looking for White. Murphy got a stick on it. Donne and Ritchie have stood up. They're ready to come back on the ice. They both step on now. It's 5-on-5. Murphy's pass. That hit Bunting. Strome has to deal with Nurse. They leave the puck. Spears comes up with it. And some tough real estate to get the puck around his net and out. Bunting by himself, looking ahead, sees 4 Otters in front of him. Up to the line, Boland's there to keep it in for a moment. Another chance to clear, and that just did get outside the line before Gertler brought it back offside.
A fantastic story in Michael Bunting, who was a 4th-round pick of the Arizona Coyotes last year. He's passed over twice in the NHL draft and the OHL priority selection, and played only 1 season of minor midget AAA hockey. His family couldn't afford for him to play AAA previous to those years, and he made the best of it with the Don Mills Flyers, and it's turned out to be a wonderful story that still has yet to have an ending to it.
37 goals, 74 points, and one of the underrated players on the Greyhounds. Don't hear much about him, but led the team in goals during the regular season.
So dangerous. So many goals up and down that line. 20 goal scorers. I mean, that's why Sault Ste. Marie is so difficult to play against. It's that depth in scoring.
10 had 20-plus goals. Erie had 7 with 20 or more goals. Moore has Gertler catching up, working against Donne. Genovese was on his horse, coming back, and he got there in time to stop Gertler. Donne lifts it up high, got it out to center ice. Ganley, who has 2 points in this game, got it to Boerema. Moore, he's on that list of 20-plus goal scorers for the Greyhounds. He's in the corner, takes a hard hit. The 2 overagers, Donne and Moore, battle. Dupuis had a lane to the net for a moment. That evaporated quickly. Brinket can't get it out. Ganley held the line, but McDavid was relentless. Poked it past Ganley. Couldn't get it. Nurse was back there to calm things down for the Greyhounds. First to speed from Bailey. Drops it to Dupuis. That's off the shoulder of Williams. Blake Spears comes up with a rebound. He'll roll it down low. Bailey's back there. Tried to move it in front of the net. Erie clears it, but that's exactly what they wanted to do. Make McDavid defend when he's on the ice.
Yep, the best way to keep him off the score sheet, don't let him have the puck.
Nurse off the crossbar. He has been unbelievable how much he has played tonight. McDavid just went off because he was tired. A burst of speed from Nurse, and he put it off the crossbar from the blue line.
3 minutes and 40 seconds into this 3rd period. He's had to have played 30 minutes already.
No question about it. 30 good minutes. Pass in front to Strome. He tried to pull the trigger, but the Greyhounds closed quickly. Puck still loose down there. It's behind the net. Quentin Maximovich can't get it away from Boerema. Biley reaches for it, but Boerema has it for the Greyhounds. Gives it to Boland, right back to Boerema. He'll head to the back of the net for a little bit of safety. Up ahead to Boland. Steady defensive defenseman. Bunting to McCann. That's broken up easily by the Otters. Nick Baptiste is out there. Buzz comes over the crowd as he rips down the right wing side. Puts a shot too high. It's kept in by Genovese. Down to the corner. Bolin takes care of his man. Strome snaps a shot. Halverson battles that into the corner. White takes a hit from Strome. Made the pass to Bolin. Up ahead to Bunting. Trying to get away from Kyle Maximovich. Senishin, who's like the Flash out there, had to slow down. The puck was too slow for him. Spinning around, got it to the corner. Genovese chipped it loose. Picked up by Keegan Gates. Gates down low. Here's Hayden Verbeek. Whether this is a third or fourth line for the Greyhounds, it is an effective line for Sheldon Keefe.
See, Verbeek's got a huge future ahead of him and just unable to crack this deep lineup right now. But you can see bursts every time he's out there, and you can see the skill, especially during the warm-up.
Senishin in danger. Puck was poked loose by Jake Marchment, who's had a terrific playoffs for the Otters. He couldn't get it to get a shot away. There's Verbeek by himself, trying to catch up his Gates. A pass wide of the stick of Keegan Gates, and here comes Taylor Radish for Erie. Slides it down to the corner. There's a sharp angle shot from Marchment, testing Halverson, but he wasn't fooled.
Well, Darnell Nurse has rarely left the ice, and he's hopping the boards to come back out here again. And on this rush, you know, is such a smooth skater. He unleashes a can, and Williams simply whiffs on it. And good thing for the post, because otherwise this is a tie game. That is just a rock. Boy, if you're the Edmonton Oilers and you're a fan of the Edmonton Oilers, you just have to be chomping at the bit waiting for next year to start.
What a display Nurse and McDavid has put on here in Game 3. That's been all season long for those two. Both missed time with injuries, missed time with their club teams due to the World Junior Hockey Championship. They're fresh now in the playoffs. Ritchie's out there, got it to Bunting, long shot. That's stopped by Williams. Ritchie trying to cause havoc. He's knocked down along with Dermott behind the play. Halverson can't handle that clean. McDavid spinning away from Gertler. Nurse moves it up to center. Here's Nick Ritchie working 1-on-2. Catching up is Moore. Ritchie puts it into the corner. Conne first man to it. That took a funny hop off the stage. And there's Nurse down there again. He was in the slot hoping for an offensive chance.
He is all over the place.
Believe it or not, he's off on a line change now. He's going to sit on the bench for a few seconds anyway.
Let's call his line change his pit stop.
Baptiste can't get around Bolin. That puck will come right in on Williams. He'll have to play this. Got it around the boards. Kept in. Polchinski. He spins out of the corner, but right with him is Genovese. Got a pass to Ganley. Baptiste got there in time to get his stick in front of it and knock it over the glass. 13-11 remains in the third period. It's a one-goal game.
Hey, big guy, how'd you like to trade that sandwich for a photo with the Avengers? Nope.
Assemble your mighty combo today at Subway to get an Avengers collector card and a chance to win one of 3 heroic trips. See Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron in theaters May 1st. Subway, eat fresh.
Come on, man.
Dare to cut your own hair? Now you can with the revolutionary new Even Cut from Conair for Men. Its unique rotary cutting with surround comb guide makes it easy to get an even finish. So now you can cut with confidence for a guaranteed result every time. New Even Cut from Conair for Men.
To stay strong and healthy, many people pump iron. Your lawn can do the same with CIL Gulf Green Iron Plus Lawn Fertilizer. The exclusive slow-release formula has 10 times more iron for a thicker, faster greening lawn in as little as 72 hours, guaranteed. For overseeding, use CIL Gulf Green Sure Start Extreme Grass Seed. Pump up your lawn with CIL Gulf Green Iron Plus. Only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
At Tim Hortons, we remove coffee grounds immediately after brewing. Why? Because water left in the grounds is bitter, and you should never have to taste that. Great tasting coffee is in the details.
Darnell Nurse on your left, the captain of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, 7th overall pick to Edmonton in 2013. Connor McDavid on your right, the captain of the Erie Otters, who in 2 months will be the first overall pick of the Edmonton Oilers, and those two have seen a whole lot of each other throughout the course of this game. It started in the first period, and has continued here. Nurse taking every opportunity to get his whacks and his licks in on Connor McDavid, and Darnell Nurse not only has been able to defend against McDavid, but he's been able to chip in offensively as well, which is exactly the task that Sheldon Keefe, the head coach, wanted him to perform tonight, and he's done so well.
McDavid 2 goals. Nurse has an assist and a crossbar. Baptiste had a good shot. It was stopped by Halverson. A Ranger pick. That's a big save for the Greyhounds. They're within 1. Time's ticking away, though. McCann, his pass in front. What a save by Williams. He answers the call. Ganley, who's had a terrific game, trying for his second of the contest. He one-timed that right on Williams, and he keeps his team in front with a brilliant stop.
The goaltender starting to come to the fore now. Halverson at one end, and only to be equaled by Devin Williams, who slowly making his way up after that huge pile-up in front of the net. McCann sets up Ganley absolutely perfectly, and Williams read it like a book. He got over so fast. And instead of going to the side of the net, he went towards the middle of the net, did Ganley, and that's why Williams was able to make that save. Take nothing away, a spectacular save nonetheless. Man, oh man. Williams hard push over. Has it bounce off him, and that close, Sault Ste. Marie to tying.
A lot of pressure on the goalies. Game 3 of the Western Conference Final. Erie did what they had to do in Sault Ste. Marie. They won 1 on the road to even this series in a game apiece. Not easy to win in Sault Ste. Marie. Just the 3rd regulation time loss of the season at home for Sault Ste. Marie. 2 of them have been to Erie. The other one against Saginaw. Didn't help the Spirit in the first round. Justin Bailey. Shirt flapping with all that speed he had coming in. Got it in front. Dupuis dove for it. Puck's cleared by Erie.
I think you can see Sault Ste. Marie really starting to gain confidence. A momentum shift now towards the men in white.
Lots of time to go. Just under 12 minutes. Nick Ritchie wins a puck battle. Wraps it around. Dave Gertler comes up with it on the right wing side. He'll put it down low. Troy Donnet takes a hard hit from Ritchie. Remy Ellie has the puck. Connor McDavid back to Ellie. His shot stopped by Halverson. Rebound to Brinkett. He got a couple of cracks at it. Couldn't get it through. White stayed right with him. McDavid has it. Drops it to Ellie. Another chance and another save by Halverson.
Isn't that something? Chris Knobloch saying Remy Ellie has had plenty of chances, but he's seeing more goalie than he is net. 2 perfect examples of that.
Remy Ellie hasn't scored a goal in 10 games. Has 12 assists over that span. Here's Nurse with that long shot. To Brinkett. Up ahead to McDavid. This is a 3-on-1. McDavid. He passes in front. Trying to tuck it in. Maximovich. That puck stayed out. Halverson's lost his mask. And some pushing and shoving behind the net. Looks like it's Moore and DeBrincat. McDavid gets in there. And somehow Halverson stopped Maximovich. He was in alone.
Brinkett doesn't want to pick that battle with Darnell Nurse. Things are really getting fired up, and when you see Connor McDavid down there, all you can think about if you're Chris Knobloch is what happened earlier this year in a game against Mississauga. Just get out of there. Halverson equaling the task of Devin Williams the other way. Big cannon of his shot off of the stick of Remy Ellie. He gets another opportunity, and then a scramble ensues in front of the net, and somehow Halverson is able to make the save. He was tested again as McDavid goes down the ice. Perfect setup to Maximovich. He goes to the backhand. He can't get it. DeBrincat's there. He can't get it, and Halverson's so calm, no mask, walks away and says, you know what, guys? I'm going to give you a chance to win. I was 0 for 3 to start this game, but I'm going to close the door and give you guys a chance to win.
He's been fantastic in the 3rd period, knowing he can't allow another one. Alex DeBrincat and Brian Moore have taken penalties. That will create 4-on-4 again on the ice. It's been 1 power play chance in the game. That came in the 1st period. Troy Donnet took the penalty. Sault Ste. Marie did not get a shot on the power play, but Connor McDavid scored shorthanded.
Well, DeBrincat known to not back down from any competitors, and Darnell Nurse just blowing him kisses, saying, hey, don't even try it, little man. He is enjoying every second of this. He's enjoying his 40 minutes of ice. He's enjoying yapping up and down the bench. He's enjoying ripping clappers off the bar. He's enjoying blowing kisses. I mean, he's having a grand old time in this game.
And Sam, that's why you don't rush players to the NHL.
Exactly right. You make a great point there, and the Oilers did right by him.
Radish with a shot off the faceoff that stopped by Halverson. The confidence that Darnell Nurse has physically, offensively, defensively has really blossomed over the last 2 years with Sault Ste. Marie.
And the self-realization of what he is going to be at the next level, a difficult guy to play against who has to pick his spots wisely in order to provide offense, but be nasty in the defensive zone.
And he's on the ice now, 4-on-4, has the puck behind his own goal. Makes a good pass to Gertler. That was a high feed over to Tolchinsky. Knocked it down, couldn't get far with it. Nurse has it again. The wave emerging here at the Erie Insurance Arena. Half a period to go. And the Otters hang on and take game 3. The Sault Ste. Marie have some of that offensive magic. They're the top scoring team in the OHL this season.
You know, a team that has not trailed often going into the third period, and when they've done so, just 3-14. Sault Ste. Marie when you combine the playoffs and the regular season. So a situation that's very successful on the flip side for the Erie Otters, leading through 2 periods, 48-3 in the regular season and playoffs combined.
Nurse staying on the ice. McDavid out there. Darnell Nurse. McDavid closing on him. Nurse gets the puck to the boards. McDavid with his steal. Took it from Bunting. Bunting got it back. Michael Bunting leads things for the Greyhounds. Native of Scarborough got a weak shot away. That's easily handled by Devin Williams.
Well, you have to appreciate the job Devin Williams has done in this game if you're an Erie Otters fan. A guy who's been much maligned throughout the course of this year. But you have to harken back to last year when he took over the top spot in goal from Oscar Dance, drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets, and really asserted himself in the playoffs. They ran into a real tough Guelph team in the Western Conference Final, back again here this year, and Williams is the main man.
Darren Radish lifts that over the head of Connor Boland. That forces him to head back to his own zone to get the puck. Connor McDavid keeping a close watch. Nick Ritchie has lots of skating room. 3 Otters back there to greet him, but he's able to go wide. Dermott catches up to him. Boland loses it to McDavid. He had to turn, picked up speed now, working against Nurse. McDavid, his shot is wide of the net. That'll come all the way back into the Erie end. McDavid has 2 goals in this game. He was looking for the hat trick. Had to shoot it, though. Nurse was closing quickly.
It's exciting. Even as a broadcaster, you've seen him how many times, and every time he gets the puck, you can't help but be a fan.
He's just a level higher. He's like he's pro already. Connor McDavid doesn't need much room to create an opportunity. And he was looking far side for the hat trick. Didn't get it that time.
I am an insurance broker, one of 35,000 across Canada. I live in the same community as my clients, and I know them by name, not a policy number. Having their best interests at heart, I find the right insurance for them from a choice of the best insurance companies. I look after them, and if they ever have to make a claim, I am there, on their side, so they can sleep easy.
Your best insurance is an insurance broker.
Sportsnet.ca takes you deeper inside the National Hockey League, because all you really want is the whole story. Rise to relive spectacular moments, plus get ahead with a unique perspective from the insiders. Throughout the day, follow for TV listings and match previews. Then when the puck drops, don't just watch the game, be a part of it. Headlines, stats, trends, and exclusive analysis. Only one website has hockey covered 24/7. Sportsnet.ca.
For over 35 years, insurance companies and property owners have counted on Winmar to restore life back to normal after times of disaster and insurable events. With over 85 locations across Canada, no project is too big or too small for your local Winmar. From minor home restorations to restoring your property, give your local Winmar a call to see how we can assist. Learn more about Winmar at winmar.ca.
Past the midway mark of the third period, it's a 3-2 Erie game. Here's how it happened. Nick Betts with the deflection on the Genovese shot, then Connor McDavid, sick, shorthanded, 2-0 Erie at that point. Ganley off the draw would find its way through the 5-hole to cut the lead in half, and then Connor McDavid kicks it to his stick and flicks it in off of Halverson. 3-1 at that point, but Nick Ritchie would get down to the hash marks and wire it past Devin Williams. 3-2, and that's where we stand. Brandon Halverson did not stop any of the first 3 shots he's faced. He's now stopped the next 15 consecutively and really helped keep the Greyhounds in this game.
Many of them difficult stops. Erie 6-13, 1-2 this season when they failed to score 4 or more goals. I don't know what's more surprising, that they've only won 6 of those games, or they've gone 22 games where they've scored less than 3. Tolchinski gets to the front of the net. Toe save Williams. Puck gets to the line. It's kept in. Tolchinski's buzzing right now. Drops it off. Ganley took a shot. He's had the hot hand. Puck on the stick of Tolchinski. Bunting. That one was wide of the goal. Ganley tried to get it in front. It's off a stick and missed the net. Dylan Strome. He had it. Left it for Darren Radish. Erie needed a whistle, so they sent it down the ice, and it is just enough for icing.
We got a pretty good indication why Sheldon Keefe wants to get that McCann line out there with Bunting and Tolchinski for the offensive zone faceoffs. I mean, first of all, their ability to win the draws, and second of all, the ability to keep the pressure on in the offensive zone, so much so that Erie had to ice the puck. And here in the Ontario Hockey League, you are allowed to make changes on the icing.
Nick Ritchie out there now for Sault Ste. Marie, and he's the one the linesman's talking to, trying to get an extra skate inside the circle. I don't think he budged, even though the linesman was asking him to.
Go ahead, try and move me.
He's proven that's difficult to do. Gertler inside his own zone, over to Connor Boland. Boland's one of those defensemen you don't really notice. Plays a clean, tidy game back there. Senishin gives it to Gertler, wants him to work against Donne. Donne takes care of business. Senishin tries a outside-inside move, can't get past Marchman. Nick Betts, that opening goal in this game was his first point of the series. Darren Radish sends it in. That gets past Halverson behind the net. Bowerman, plenty of time. Connor McDavid. He's the only one on the Greyhound side of center ice. Everybody else sitting back, trying to protect this 1-goal lead as Sault Ste. Marie has to find a way to generate at least 1 to tie. 2 would win it for them. DeBrincat. His pass to McDavid. Put it back in front of the net. Spears had it. Puck still loose. Now the Greyhounds gain control, and it's Dupuis trying to cut around Dermott. He got just enough of Dupuis to knock him off the puck. Darnell Nurse, he's down there on the forecheck. Cross ice pass. That finds McDavid, but he had no gas left in the tank. He's off to the bench. Under 7 minutes to go. Nurse makes a short pass. Tolchinski gets the feet moving. Got it to McCann, but the Greyhounds were offside.
Tolchinski signed as a free agent by the Carolina Hurricanes. A shifty little player with excellent moves, the ability to get to top speed quickly. When you look at Tolchinski, voted the second best stick handler in the Western Conference here in the coaches poll, and won a silver with Team Russia, losing to Canada at the World Juniors.
Genovese got a pass out in front of that Greyhounds bench, but it's redirected over the boards out of play. Well, this has been a great game tonight. We will have game 4 of this Western Conference final on Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific on Sportsnet 360. We'll also have game 5 of this series coming up Thursday. That'll be back in Sault Ste. Marie.
It'd be nice to get back up to the SR Center. They should be rocking and rolling in there.
And they're waiting in suspense. We know there will be a Game 5. Will it be an elimination game? Will it be a chance to go ahead 3-2 in the series? Still a tale to be told in this one with 6:18 remaining, and the Otters hanging on to an uncomfortable 1-goal lead.
Chris Knobloch has really shortened the backside of his bench. You look at Donné and Genovese, they have been out there a ton. Not quite as much as Darnell Nurse, but really just using 5 defensemen back there. Patrick Murphy used sparingly with Radish and Dermott, the other top pairing.
Off the face-off. Tracks tracked it down. Couldn't get it out, though. Gertler takes a hit from Dermott. Ganley's down below the goal line. Gertler. He doesn't connect with Moore. Betts reaches for it. Darnell Nurse keeps it in. Moore in the corner. He's trying to find a way to get away from Darren Radish. Nick Ritchie's in tight quarters with Moore. And he's protecting the puck. Finally, the Otters get it. It's Jake Marchment. Over to Betts. Long shot. That's caught by Halverson, and he zips out of his net quickly, gets the puck down, keeps it in play. Moore, along with Ganley and Ritchie, having trouble controlling it in front of the Erie Otters bench, throws a cross-check on Taylor Radish.
And then a quick peek over the shoulder, A, to see if he was going to get a penalty, and B, to see if he should change.
Connor McDavid, full flight. That's to the middle of the ice, puck poked away, and back out into the Erie zone. Approaching the 5-minute mark of time remaining here in the third. Darnell Nurse, quick peek over both shoulders. Showed some patience, and Alex DeBrincat went the other way. Nurse bought himself some time with that nice play. Low shot on Williams. He redirects it to the corner. Donné hurrying back, but he fanned on his clearing attempt. Puck comes back to the line. Nurse over to Bolin. Has to take it off the board, so he'll just put it in deep. McDavid's down there against McCann. McCann spins away. Tolchinsky, his pass in front. Couple of cracks at it. Tolchinsky has it. Can't shoot from there, though. Here's Nurse with a blast. A hard one. Stopped by Williamson. There was a rebound. Bunting took a swipe at it. Puck wound up in the corner. Nurse, couple of steps in. Couldn't handle the pass clean, and that allowed DeBrincat to get in the shooting lane. Erie's on their heels right now. The McDavid line exhausted out there. Puck down low. Here's Bunting. He gets away from Donné. Pass comes back to the line. Nurse again. Makes a pass to Bolin, and that is redirected out of play. And every Erie Otter is moving slow right now. They're exhausted, and Troy Donné, he might have blocked a shot, and he's not feeling very good right now.
You decided to downsize your home. Then I said the contract should include an inspection, which revealed you weren't alone. Let a RE/MAX agent guide you. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Tim Hortons Dark Roast Coffee. A brand new blend of Arabica beans roasted with care and brewed for a rich, full flavor and smooth finish. With over 85 million cups served, we seem to be onto something. Try it today.
Can I help you?
Yeah, we were just
looking
at
for this SUV.
Oh, well, here it is. It's a
the 4-speed 2.5-liter automatic, leather seats, tech package, low mileage, and the price is right compared to other listings in the same condition.
And people
really love this car. Look at these owner reviews.
Wow. Sold.
You're good.
Anyone can buy and sell like a pro with Autotrader.ca.
Boy, another great day for baseball.
You know, there's nothing like being at the ballpark.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Hatch, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What was that all about? He had some tips for my hairstyle.
Well, I'm not sure how Troy Donné on the left is still sitting on the bench, because Darnell Nurse on the right has an absolute bullet of a shot, and Donné figures he'd try to be the pitcher on a comeback, or opens up that right mitt blocks that shot, looks down at his hand, and you can see him mimicking on the bench the paint shot right up to his shoulder right away. He had to play the rest of the shift because he didn't really have a choice, but it really eliminated his right hand. And we'll see how effective he is when he returns.
He did have the jack-o'-lantern smile going on the bench. It's a good sign. What a tough customer. That is what you call sacrificing to win a hockey game. Lots of time to go. Just under 4 minutes. Here come the Greyhounds again. Borman controlling at the line. Tried to snap it in front of the net. Strome up ahead to Baptiste. He's got a stride on Borman. Baptiste coming in. He's stopped by Halverson. Another huge save from Brandon Halverson. Keeps his team within one. Moore weaves into the Erie zone, but his pocket's picked. Strome up against Baptiste. It's a 2-on-1. Strome comes in. He's stopped by Halverson. Another terrific save. Two great chances for Erie to get some cushion. They couldn't beat Halverson. The Ranger pick shutting the door. Polchinski, he's been putting on a clinic. Spin move, the 360. Pass back to the line. It's bouncing around. McCann got a piece of it, couldn't get it through to the net. Erie clears it down the ice. It's icing.
Brandon Halverson, New York Rangers second-round pick, simply outstanding on two great chances. First, it's Baptiste. He gets a step on Borman, and he's gone with that great speed. Halverson makes the save in the backhand, and next time around, it's a 2-on-1. Baptiste says, I missed the first time, I'll give it to you, Strome. Strome tries to go high blocker side because he knows the glove is so good, and Halverson makes that save as well.
Off the faceoff, Nurse. He snaps it toward the front of the net. That hit bodies. Polchinski still out there. Here's Bunting. Knocked away from him, but Nurse will keep this in. Back to the corner. Bunting. Out of the reach of McCann. Vance gets it to center. Lightly sends it into the Greyhound zone. Vance will head off for a change. Radish is in on the forecheck. An effective forecheck as he knocked Nurse down, but Nurse is jumping up into the rush. He's a marathon man. You can't tire him out. Nurse cutting to the net. Got it in front. It's in the blue paint, but Devin Williams has located it and gets the whistle.
You don't think this game's important? You watch Sheldon Keefe for consecutive line changes at a 4-forward set out there, and the way Darnell Nurse has played, you may as well call it a 5-forward set, and no question this guy should be leaning over, panting, and trying to find his breath. Takes a big bump from Radish. Now all that forward group says, you know what, you can't hurt me, you can't eliminate me from the play. Radish goes off, and Nurse goes now and initiates the rush. Gets it to the front of the net, a dangerous opportunity. Spears there, Bunting there, Polchinski hanging around the net. And isn't that something? Back-to-back shifts with 4 forwards out there for Sheldon Keefe. Really trying to build off the momentum of those 2 Halverson saves, and Williams has to come back and be strong between the pipes for Erie.
How important is Darnell Nurse to the Greyhounds? He was exhausted after that shift. He looked over at Sheldon Keefe, and Keefe called the timeout.
Yeah, for Nurse. We know you need one of your pit stops, one of the 5 you've had in this game, so shut her down for 30 seconds and get back out there, son. It's been awesome to watch tonight. I mean, it's been the clinic.
Who was Sheldon talking directly to? Right to Darnell Nurse.
What a monster. A couple of games in the National Hockey League with Edmonton this year has returned on October 14th, and exactly the right move.
Halverson's off to the bench. Greyhounds are down by 1. 2:24 to go. This is Game 3 of the Western Conference Final. Series is tied at a game apiece. Erie clears it out. McDavid has an open net. He's got a burst of speed. Nurse coming back. McDavid misses. Nurse got back just in time. 2 wonderful skaters. That would have iced it for the Erie Otters. It would have been the hat trick, but now McDavid is exhausted. He's just getting to the blue line now. Puck came in front. It was redirected. Williams was down. Kept it out. Pressure's still on here for Sault Ste. Marie. And Erie's tired. What a chance for McDavid. He doesn't miss often. Sharp angle shot. It's back in the blue paint. Picked up by Baptiste. Takes a look at the open net. Hits it! Erie up by 2 with a minute
Shelby Keefe rolled the dice, 2:24 left. He got the goalie out. He put 5 forwards out there against Nurse. So McDavid gets that opportunity, and he sees Nurse coming like a freight train, flips it to the net. Nurse does affect the shot and misses it, so it comes back the other way. Look at the chances here. Puck on the doorstep, cleared away by Radish, and then Baptiste has the sight set. It's got the draw weight and the perfect accuracy to put it in and extend the lead for Erie. Wow, this has been some kind of game.
For Baptiste, his first goal in 6 games. It comes into the empty net, but it's a big one for Erie. They were on their heels. This isn't done yet. Just over a minute and a half to go. Halverson's had to come back into the net. Puck cleared out. Donne. Remember, he blocked that shot, stick handling well. That injured hand. Halverson staying in the goal. Greyhounds had it inside the area. Halverson didn't budge. Cross-ice pass to Moore. Halverson still deep in his net. Greyhounds trailing by 2. That pass misses White. Goes down the ice. Here's Halverson. Lofts it up to center. Got it to Gertler. And it seems the Greyhounds are content to finish this 5-on-5. Not pull the goalie again. And the crowd here at Erie Insurance Arena, they are on their feet, waving their towels. What an atmosphere. Alex DeBrincat hits the puck in deep. The Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds haven't lost back-to-back games since December 19th and 28th. And you can almost understand that stretch there because it's the last game before the Christmas break. The first game back after the Christmas break. Certainly in 2015 and really January 9th, you could say that's when their season started, when they got all the trades done and beefed up. Haven't lost back-to-back, and they're going to now in the Western Conference Final. Erie Otters took game 2 on the road. Back at home, they're going to capture game 3 and take that important 2-1 series lead here in the Western Conference Final. Connor McDavid, 2 goals. Nick Baptiste put it into the empty net to get a little breathing room. But it's McDavid who gets the game-winning goal. Erie Otters lead the Western Conference Final 2-1.
Shots in the first period. They scored on both of those shots and scored on their first shot in the second period. Then Brandon Halverson shut the door. Sault Ste. Marie started to get going. And then the empty net. But a fascinating decision for me with 2:24 left to get the goalie out, put 5 forwards out there. McDavid comes down, misses the empty net. Sault Ste. Marie comes back. 2 good chances right in the goal crease. And then Baptiste with, can't call it anything else but a lucky shot from his own end of the ice to ice it.
What a game 3 that was. Time now for the insurance play of the game. It's brought to you by your local insurance broker. Get a broker on your side because your best insurance is an insurance broker.
Well, one thing you can ensure is that every time this guy touches the puck, something good is going to happen. Short-handed. Goes to the backhand to beat Brandon Halverson. And that made it 2-0 at that point. Erie would take a 3-2 lead and milk that thing to the bitter end before Baptiste sealed it. And the Otters win it 4-2.
Erie continues to roll. 2 straight wins against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. And the Otters have an important 2-1 series lead here in the Western Conference Final. We'll have game 4 for you on Tuesday on Sportsnet 360. What a game 3 was. We expect the same in game 4.
Sweet Nation, how you doing? Welcome inside our beautiful Sports and Central Studios. Brendan Dunlop, happy to be alongside Martine Guyard. What a game you may have just seen if you saw the Connor McDavid goal earlier on in the night. Don't worry, we'll show it to you again because it's worth seeing it twice. And the Otters take a nice stranglehold 2-1 series lead on the Sault Ste. Greyhounds. Will they be happy with that? But let's talk NHL, because the All-Canadian matchup had the potential to finish up tonight if the Habs could win in Game 6, something they haven't done on the road since '91.
And you know what? They had a couple of chances to close out this series in Games 4 and 5, but Ottawa coming up huge after winning back-to-back games in the series. The Senators were back on home ice and looking to force a Game 7. Could they do it? Well, here in the first period, Brendan Gallagher gets his skate tangled with Zach Smith's stick. Gallagher will get loose and goes to the net. The play would continue. Greg Patterin takes a shot. That hits Gallagher, who bats it out of midair right into the net. Montreal scores first for the first time in this series. They have a 1-0 lead. Under a minute later, the Habs keep on coming. P.A. Parenteau to Jeff Petrie. But Craig Anderson, who has been outstanding since he came back into the series, makes a stop there. And then with under 5 to play in the period, the Senators, well, they take it back the other way.
Rolled away. MacArthur gets it in through the net. And a save of substance from Price on Turris.
Carey Price making a big stop there. It remained a 1-0 lead for his team after one. Head to the second period now, and Mark Borowiecki, his shot stopped. Jean-Gabriel Pajot slides it in, but the Senators and their fans suddenly confused. The whistle had already gone. The replay show Price never had control. Sens fans obviously not happy with that, and they let the officials know it. Oh, a tough one. Price perhaps catching a break there, but he was rock solid in this game. Here later in the second, the Sens would outshoot Montreal 16-3 in that period alone, but Price would stand tall, keeping the Habs up 1-0 through 2. Now with under 4 minutes to play in the third, Jacob de la Rose takes down Pajot. He gets 2 for tripping, and the Senators have a huge opportunity on the power play on the ensuing man advantage. Mike Hoffman, the point shot through traffic. It takes a deflection. Price coming up with the pad save, and he will cover it up. The Senators will then pull Craig Anderson for the extra attacker as Brian Murray and Daniel Alfredson watch anxiously as the Senators desperate to tie it.
Takes it back. Big shot comes in. Scramble. Price can't cover it up. It's still loose. Turris got it to the side. Play is called. Price has lost his mask. And the fans losing their minds. What a stretch run in this one. Puck comes back. Carlson gets a wrist shot in, rebounds to Belichick. No, sir.
How's this for 20 seconds of Carey Price?
Well said, Paul Romanuk. The fans losing their minds. Those Senators fans know the time is running out. Final moments. Hoffman, the point shot, stopped again by Price. The puck bounces around and ends up with Max Pacioretty. He shoots at the length of the ice into the yawning cage to put it away for Montreal. The Senators outshoot the Habs 43-20, but Price stops everything. Ottawa shut out for the first time this entire season, and with that, they are eliminated. The players do stick around to salute the crowd. The crowd salutes them, and well, they should, after quite a run this second half of the season. The Habs win Game 6 2-0 and advance to round 2. That was the scene in Montreal. Montreal fans celebrating, I'm sure, late into the night, because now they are advancing to the second round and will face the winner of the Detroit-Tampa Bay series. As for the goaltender in this one, Carey Price, he made 43 stops for his 5th career playoff shutout. His 43 saves, the most he has ever made in a postseason shutout. He is standing by with David Amber.
Carey, 43 saves, many in that last flurry. What was it like being out there on the ice for those last few minutes?
Well, that's what it's all about. That's this playoff hockey all bottled up. You know, that's the peak of it. You know, that's just so much fun to be out here in those types of situations, and our team just battled. We've just found a way to do it. You know, they obviously pressured a lot right at the end, and the guys battled in front of me, and we found a way to get it done.
Gary, it was such a hard-fought series. This is your first 2-goal lead, and it took to get to the last second of the last game in this. What motions do you go through when it's such a hard-fought series like we just saw?
We got to give that team over their credit. They never gave up. You know, they worked hard. They did, they worked so hard for so long to even get here. You got to give them tip your hat to them. You know, we're just lucky to be here.
What do you think the difference in this series was, Kerry?
You know, it seems like the playoffs are all about who gets the lucky bounce, and tonight we got a couple of them.
Congrats, Kerry. You got it done once again.
Thank you.
Incredible stuff from Carey Price. Give him the Vezina now. He came up giving up 5 goals in the previous game and then goes out and stones the Sens.
Well, you knew that he was going to come up big tonight after that Game 5, showing why he is arguably the best goaltender in the world.
Give him the trophy.
Let's get the reaction from George Stroumboulopoulos now and the Hockey Central panel. Guys.
All right, thank you very much. Carey Price, so much talk about him this past season, registered his 5th career playoff shutout. The first one that wasn't against the Boston Bruins, and the most saves he's ever had to do to get a goose egg in the playoffs. What a performance by Carey Price.
I'll remember a couple of things about this game and Carey Price. And first off is that great save he made on Kyle Turris in the first period. I thought that was a standout save that kept his team alive in this game, allowed them to get the goal by Gallagher that held up as the game winner. And secondly, this part of it, late in the third period, the composure that he had, and that's what we learned about Carey Price last year in Sochi, and he's carried over ever since.
Body language was terrific. He did tonight for the Montreal Canadiens what Craig Anderson was able to do in Game 5, and that's just be that rock behind the wall that hey, nothing was going to beat me tonight. 43 saves, 14 in the third period, and then a couple game savers that solidified the next round.
Who got your Hart Trophy vote?
Who got my Hart Trophy vote? That would be Carey Price.
Mine too. And that's why. Now, for Ottawa fans, he did get beaten once. I know that they're going to be in a bitter, emotional mood about it, but the bottom line is when it really mattered.
Well, he didn't get beaten. The whistle went.
Yes, well, that's right. He didn't technically get beaten, but the puck was in the net. It's a tough thing to deal with, but the fact is Price won this game for Montreal.
Brendan Gallagher got the goal for the Montreal Canadiens. Pacioretty picked up the empty netter at the end, but the Gallagher goal actually started with an unbelievable one-legged performance.
It took a while, but finally we get to see the Brendan Gallagher that we're used to seeing, and it was an odd shift. You're right, George. Right here, Zach Smith gets his stick caught in the skate of Gallagher, and somehow he's able to get away. I know, Nick, you said that Smith should have made it harder for Gallagher to get away, but nonetheless, great athleticism shown here by Gallagher not to fall over and then immediately go to the front of the net and do what he does best, get a shot in the back, by the way, and then still somehow able to knock it from midair into the net.
Yeah, slow to start this series, and you just wonder, and this is another example, I know, Elliot, you showed this earlier tonight, how just the hustle of him nullified the icing here and enabled the play to continue, but he sure started out slow in this series, and you just wonder if he was a little gun-shy, maybe pushing the envelope now a lot more bodes well going into the next round.
Habs will face either the Red Wings, who they didn't lose to this year, or the Lightning, who they did not beat this year. But we should take a second to talk about the Ottawa Senators and what an incredible end of that season it was for them.
Well, in February, we all thought the Eastern Conference playoffs were set, right? Like the Ottawa Senators were not going to be in them. They had a historic run. It's tough, though, George. You score 5 times in 6 games for the first goal. You think you're going to win that series, and that will be the tough thing for them.
Small picture, you're right, Elliot. Big picture. How about the growth the last 40 games for guys like Stone, Zibanejad, Peugeot? I mean,
young, exciting players.
Exactly. And the beginning of the season for Mike Hoffman. So there you go. The Ottawa Senators' incredible season comes to an end, and the Montreal Canadiens move on to the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
NHL Insider. Brought to you by Harvey's. Harvey's stuffed cheeseburger is back by popular demand, but only for a few more weeks. Get it while supplies last.
Well, you know it's going to be a huge party in Montreal tonight. Hugh Burrell has been hanging out with Habs fans at McLean's Pub in Montreal. Let us hear from him now.
Well, as exciting as a Game 7 would have been on Tuesday night here in Montreal, Montreal Canadiens fans wanted no part of that. After a week after watching their team take a commanding 3-0 lead over the Ottawa Senators, they saw that lead almost evaporate, and it was a very tense start to game number 6 here tonight, and things were very tense all along Beale Street, and things got a little more excited as Brendan Gallagher knocked one out of the air, score a beautiful goal. It held up as the winner. It was just left for Habs fans in this place to kind of count down the clock and watch Carey Price, well, be Carey Price. And when the final horn sounded, this place erupted in chants of "Go Habs, go!" and "Carey, Carey." So a sense of joy and a lot of relief here as the Habs are on to the next round of the playoffs.
Relief indeed. Our camera guys were freaking out after that game on Friday, but they get the job done. Here's David Amber with PK Subban.
Take us through the emotions you're going through now, knowing how this series started for you and how it finishes.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, two great teams going at it. I mean, 7-game series, one anthem before every game. I mean, this is what people pay a lot of money to come watch, is watch two good teams go on it. What a battle. We had to grind it out for 1 minute and 10 seconds at the end of the game. Big penalty kill for us. I mean, they got one of the best power plays in the league right now, especially down the stretch, and we got the job done, but Carey Price is different.
Okay, I know you follow the history of this team. This is the first time since 1993 that the Habs advanced past the first round of the playoffs in consecutive years. What does that mean to be part of something that could be a special run here for the Canadians?
It's special. I mean, this organization's the best organization in professional sports. It's one of them. I mean, right up there with my Dallas Cowboys, but I mean, to win a series like this, such a battle, I mean, a lot of people were counting us out after they clawed back in the series, but we stuck to the plan, and, you know, this is the most storied franchise in professional sports. It's fun to play here. It's fun to come in